What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 6YG. Chapter 166 Ten Tails Jinchuriki's Feng Youhui. Advertisement. With the arrival of Feng Youhui, Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama also stopped their movements. What? Zuo Ming's figure appeared beside Wei. Brother Wei, X2. Wei nodded faintly. You two did a good job. There was a burst of joy on their faces. After all, it is a very happy thing to get Hui's approval. At the same time, Obito in the Black Sphere is enduring inhuman pain. Not only the physical body. The more intense pain comes from the spiritual level. After all, people with insufficient will be swallowed by 10 tails and turned into puppets. Obito's heart is gradually torn apart by 10 tails. Is it here? Obito's spirit is in chaos. At this moment, a figure appeared deep in Obito's heart. It's Lin. No, I definitely can't die here. Lin, wait for me. The heart that was gradually torn apart is put together again. Obito's will finally defeated 10 tails. Ah. A painful roar came from inside the black sphere. Kara. Then, the sound of the black ball bursting. Everyone's eyes condensed. As coming, Hashirama murmured. Under everyone's attention, the black ball is completely broken. Obito grabbed the edge of the cracked black ball with one hand. The body appeared in front of everyone, wearing a robe of Sage of Six Paths. Pale skin, left eye Rinnegan, right eye Sharingan. There are 8 truth-seeking balls floating behind. There is also a truth-seeking ball floating on the back of the left hand. Obito's eyes became cold, high, just like a god. Everyone swallowed saliva. This is 10 Tails Jinchuriki. Incredible. This momentum, so strong. Uchiha Madara looks at Obito. Boy, good job. The voice draws Obito's gaze back. Looking at Uchiha Madara in front of him, Obito said. Advertisement. Madara, you are here. I saw Madara point the Uchiha group fan at Hashirama. Hashirama, let's start our killing this time. Although Madara knows that Feng Youhui is also very strong. But, Hashirama is the first, how can it be his turn to think about other things? Hashirama is looking at Obito who has become 10 Tails Jinchuriki. Asking Feng Youhui next to him. Xiaohui, are you sure? Feng Youhui shrugged. Well, leave it to me. Hashirama heard the words and nodded. Looking at Madara who has been impatient for a long time. Madara, let's fight. Obito on the side speaks. Madara, leave it to me. Madara nodded, leaving the main battlefield with Hashirama. Obito floats in the air. I glanced over the people below. There are too many ants. After all, Obito grows 5 scales on his back. Red flames are burning on the scales. Cross with fire. With a wave, a black stick suddenly appeared in the palm of his hand. Boom, I saw a red flame burning above the black rod. Obito launches the black rod to the corners around. A total of 6 black rods were fired like the law. Wow, swish. The moment the 6 black rods landed, they were connected together. Form a red transparent flame-like hexagonal prism barrier. Obito put down his right hand. Whispered softly in his mouth. 6 red sun formation. Everyone in the ninja army was shocked. What is this? Is it an enchantment? I have never seen this kind of enchantment. Some ninjas standing behind couldn't help touching with their hands. Only heard a wailing. Ah. The arm was instantly ignited. The companion on the side had no choice but to chop off his arm. This saved his life. Minato stared solemnly at what happened before him. Unbreakable. Just when everyone didn't know what to do. Wei put away the paper umbrella and swiped it casually. Advertisement. The paper umbrella disappears, and the quaint Zanpakuto hangs beside him. Feng Youhui looked at Obito. Obito also works closely with Feng Youhui. Feng Youhui. A trace of anger flashed in Obito's eyes. I am invincible now. Obito's tone is full of confidence. Wei brow raised. Oh, who gave you the confidence to tell you that you are invincible? Is it because of 10 tails? Obito listened to Feng Youhui's tone as calm as ever. Frowned indifferently. Why? Obviously I am already another sage of 6 paths. Why is he so calm? Obito waved his right hand. A black 6 paths tin rod appeared in his hand. The flames on the scales turned into arms. The 6 paths tin rod waved forward. The huge chakra arm rushed towards Feng Youhui. It seems that I want to solve the ninja united army behind me. We still have to defeat Feng Youhui first. Wow. Several red arms are wrapped around Feng Youhui's side. Wei pulls out Ryujin Jaka from his hand. What? Cut off all chakra's arms while counting the swords. Wei frowned. The strength and density of chakra are really different. It seems that I have to be more serious. Li Qian is good. Boom. After all, the Reiatsu who had already surpassed the limit broke out. The tip of the knife points to Obito. Everything in Vientiane is ashes. Ryujin Jaka. The surrounding temperature started to soar wildly. A fiery flame emerged from the knife. The ninjas below are sweating profusely. Minato looked around. If this continues, even if it won't be killed by Obito, Fang. I will die under the high temperature of Xiaohui. You have to find a way to stay away from here. At this moment, the reduced version of Kurama jumped on Minato's shoulder. 9 tails. What are you doing? After all, 10 tails has already appeared. Kurama is still outside. This is Sci-Fi Chapter 167 10 Tails Tailed Beast Bomb. Advertisement. The mini version of 9 Tails shook the tail behind him. Looking solemnly at the two fighting men. Speaking slowly. Thanks to Brother Wei. When the war started, let us go to Reiatsu Cave. Although Obito discovered it, after a big battle, Obito completely absorbed 3 tails. But, chakra from 8 tails and I only absorbed half of it. Reikage trembles when he hears this. That means better than him. Kurama glanced at Reikage and nodded. Ah, the life of 8 tails is saved. Chakra is being restored now, I guess it will come in a while. Reikage, who has been worried about Killer Bee, finally relaxes. Gently wiped away the tears from the corners of his eyes and hurriedly said. Now this place is surrounded by enchantments, how did you get in? Kurama pointed to the sky. Although this barrier is very strong, it can go out above and below. Minato nodded when he heard this. I understand, but. Minato looks at the Ninja United Army behind him. There are too many people. Minato frowned. 583 Kurama says. So, Boy Wei let me do this. Minato asked in surprise. Xiaohui, what did he say? Kurama shook his tail. Boy Wei said that after the war, Obito will definitely find a way to trap everyone. Then catch it all in one go. Then, looking at Minato. Fourth Hokage, did your flying thunder god leave a mark outside? Minato nodded. Before, there were traits left outside, I understand. But. Minato understands, it seems that you can use flying thunder god to transfer everyone out. But Chakra's volume cannot support him to transfer all the ninja army. At this time, Kurama also said. So, I'm here. Minato looked at Kurama suspiciously, and didn't seem to understand what Kurama meant. Kurama said slowly. I will assign chakra to everyone. Then you will use my chakra to send everyone out. Minato shines. It turned out to be like this. If this is the case, it works. Do it if you think of it. Because the aftermath of the battle between the two is too big. Not to mention Obito's 10 tails chakra. The high temperature that Feng Youhui emits has already caused everyone to complain. Advertisement. Everything's ready. The body of the ninja army is wrapped in red chakra. Everyone surprised. This is chakra from 9 tails. Minato waved his hand. Everyone. Don't panic. Stabilize your mind. I will be out soon. After all, Minato looks at Kurama. Fourth Hokage, the old man's chakra is very violent. Minato's eyes revealed a trace of firmness. It's okay. I can live with it. A hint of approval flashed across Kurama's face. Then the chakra from Zhujiang was teleported to Minato. Obito, who is fighting not far away, resists Hui's Ryujin Jaka. Looking at chakra on the Ninja United Army. Can't help but frown. 9 tails. At this moment, Hui's voice came. When fighting, don't be distracted. The 88 of Hado flying dragons strike thieves and shake thunder cannons. Reiatsu poured into the palm of his hand. In an instant, a strong beam of light burst into Obito's abdomen fiercely. Swish. Boom. Obito's figure was instantly smashed to the ground. The smoke goes away. Obito's figure reappeared. I saw Obito's body was wrapped in a black truth-seeking ball. Blocked Hui's attack. There is a smile on Hui's face. It's worthy of the 10 BCFD, tail Jinchuriki. Obito looked at the people who were about to flee. The chakra on the body gushes out, slowly seeping into the ground. Put your hands on the ground. Boom rumbling. The ground began to shake violently. Boom. The roots of the trees that have been stout broke out of the soil. God tree. Appear. I saw 4 strange and 5 ugly flowers open in the 4 directions of the sacred tree. Countless chakras gather in the direction of the flower. Dignified eyes. That is, tailed beast bomb. Then, he shouted towards Minato in the back. Uncle Minato, hurry up. I saw 4 tailed beast bombs formed instantly. Advertisement. The ninja army felt the power of tailed beast bomb. The only thing I can do is keep shaking. What? I saw Hui's figure instantly appeared in front of one of the tailed beast bombs. Ryujin Jaka in his hand waved to tailed beast bomb. Torch. Wow. The huge tornado-shaped flame wall instantly wraps the tailed beast bomb. And swallowed it all. Obito below looked at Hui's movements. Can't help but smack. Feng Youhui, you are indeed very strong. But, they are dead. Obito's voice fell. I saw 3 tailed beast bombs blasting towards the distance. Kurama looked at the tailed beast bomb in front of him. Asked hurriedly. Fourth Hokage, isn't it okay? Minato frowned tightly. Immediately. Almost. Then his eyes opened. All right. Flying Thunder God technique. What? The moment the tailed beast bomb arrived, everyone disappeared. At the same time, outside the barrier, the figure of the Ninja United Army appeared. Everyone looked at their body in disbelief. Yelling in excitement. We survived. Long live Lord Fourth Hokage. Long live Minato-sama. Long live 9 tails. The shadows in front looked solemnly at the explosion in the barrier. Terumi Mei touched her hands tightly. Master Wei, you must be fine. At this time, Tsunade came to her. Patted Terumi Mei on the shoulder. Don't worry, Wei is very strong. Inside the barrier. The huge chakra explosion. Let the entire enchantment begin to swell. Afterwards, a violent explosion followed the barrier and ascended into the sky. Only the ground covered with swords is left, and the slowly dispersing smoke. Chapter 168. It seems that I have to show some real skills. Advertisement. Obito looked at the dust in front of him solemnly. A voice came from the smoke and dust. Sure enough, 10 Tails Jinchuriki is very strong. The smoke is gone. Feng Youhui's figure appeared in front of Obito. Obito's pupils shrank, unharmed. How can it be? Wei carried Ryujin Jaka on his shoulders. It seems that I have to show some real skills too. Boom. After all, Reiatsu on Kei's body swept through the entire enchantment space like a hurricane. I saw Wei insert the blade into the ground. Hell from the heat. In an instant, the ground cracked. Countless pillars of fire like the sky surround Obito. The truth-seeking ball on Obito instantly turned into a protective shell. A trace of disdain flashed across his face. That's not enough. A dangerous arc rises from the corner of Hui's mouth. Burst. Boom. Boom. Suddenly, all the pillars of fire burst into the sky. Obito's pupils shrink. Nani hastily turned the remaining truth-seeking ball into a protective shield. Bang. Flame surrounded Obito's body. The endless flame column rushes straight into the sky. Small battlefield, a fight between Uchiha Madara and Hashirama. The two of them looked at the huge barrier. As this Feng Youhui's strength. A trace of excitement flashed through Uchiha Madara's heart. Soon, after defeating Hashirama, let me meet you. The thoughts in my heart flashed by, and the two figures were fighting together again. Outside the barrier, everyone in the ninja army has big mouths. The body couldn't stop shaking. This is Master Feng Youhui. Too strong. Quote. This is the demon lord of ninja world. Master Wei. Feng Youhui's impact on the movie is much stronger than everyone else. After all, the strength of the shadow is there. Raikage swallowed. This kid has become stronger again. Minato smiled helplessly. Ah, it's Xiaohui after all. Advertisement. Anything that happens to him is not a miracle. In the enchantment, as the pillar of fire disperses, Obito's figure finally appeared. Obito at this time is called a panic. The truth-seeking ball on my body is tattered. There is still blood left at the corner of the mouth. It seems that it has received a lot of counter shock. Just pick up the truth-seeking ball in front of you. Obito's face is finally gone. Looking at Wei ferociously. Feng Youhui, I will definitely kill you. I saw Obito's body quickly recovered. The cross behind him is burning. What? Obito disappeared in the same place holding the Six Paths tin rod. Wei cut back at will. When? There is a spark between Ryujin Jaka and the Six Paths tin stick. Obito's hand holding the tin stick pressed down hard. It seems that I want to vent all my hatred for Wei. Wei holds Ryujin Jaka in one hand. Raised eyebrows. Compared with me in strength. After all, Hui's muscles on his right arm slammed hard. Bounce Obito into the air. Obito's body did a backflip in the air. Dissipate the impact of the body. The black truth-seeking ball is recondensed on the right hand. Turn into a sharp arrow to stab Wei. Wow, swish. Wei moved his body at will. Easily dodged the attack of sharp arrows. At this moment, Obito's hand seal. Sage Art Yin Dun Lei Pai. Stab. The purple lightning came to Wei in an instant. Teru's left hand is covered with Reiatsu. Easy grip. He held the purple thunder and lightning in his hand. Taste. With the force of the left hand, the thunder and lightning will dissipate in the air. Obito clenched his fist tightly. Why can't you die? Obito issued a soul torture. What? Wei doesn't know when to cut truth-seeking ball into a sharp arrow. Advertisement. Please ask for flowers. The figure appeared in front of Obito. The Ryujin Jaka in his hand is burning with flames. Cut to Obito's body. Obito's pupils shrank. If you want to move your body, find out that you can't move anyway. Seeing Ryujin Jaka getting closer, Obito closed his eyes in despair. At this moment, a voice came from the side. Yalihahe, I can't let you kill him now. A hurricane in between soared to Wei's eyes instantly. Wei cut the hurricane. Obito took this opportunity to escape and left the place. Hui's eyes rose slightly, looking at the coming people. It is Uchiha Madara. The prey in his hand ran away. This makes Hui's mood not very good. Frivolous. I looked at Uchiha Madara and asked. Where is Hashirama? Was it defeated by you? Madara inserts the fan in her hand behind her back. Arms around. Hashirama, I have defeated it. Eli, it seems that defeating him has increased your confidence a lot. Uchiha Madara frowned. What's the meaning? Do you think I could not beat you before Uchiha Madara? Madara snorted. Huh, kid, don't think too much of yourself. This ninja, Uchiha Madara, is the strongest. Boom. After all, endless chakra is pouring out of my body. Come on, kid, let me see what you can do. Wei waved Ryujin Jaka in his hand. Just right, I also want to meet you, the former first person in the ninja world. What? The figures of the two disappeared instantly. When? Ryujin Jaka and Tuan Fan collide with each other. Two of you come and go. The gorgeous physical skills are overwhelming. Obito on the side clenched his fist unwillingly. I have done so much. I still can't beat you. The battle between the two continues to heat up. Wei does swordsmanship. Even if it is as strong as Madara, I feel extremely uncomfortable. Chapter 169. The soldiers are divided into two ways. Advertisement. See the opportunity. Madara quickly withdrew from Hui's swordsmanship range. Quickly seal in the hand. Fire-style Longyan Song technique. 4 fire dragons attacked Wei from top, bottom, left and right at the same time. Hui's mouth is always smiling. Uchiha Madara, it seems that you didn't know my ability well before. Jian Wei stretched out his right hand. The palms face the 4 fire dragons that come. One of my abilities is that all flames are invalid for me. Wow. The voice fell, and the 4 fire dragons instantly turned into chakra and disappeared in the air. As if it had never appeared before. A hint of surprise flashed across Uchiha Madara's face. A corner of the mouth. Shout. This kind of ability, 583. It's really a bit tricky. After all, as a Uchiha tribe, the strongest offensive player is fire-style ninjutsu. Hui's ability is equivalent to sealing most of Uchiha Madara's offensive methods. But it can only seal fire-style, it's not enough. I saw Uchiha Madara's hands continue to seal. Wood-style Mu-Long technique. Roar. A huge wooden dragon drilled out of the ground. Biting Hyde's body abruptly. Madara has a slight smile on her face. Huh, I caught you, kid. 5-brow light Buddha. Oh, that's it. Boom. I saw Ryujin Jaka in Hui's hand burst into flames of absolute temperature. Burn the wood dragon to death in an instant. Patter. Wei stood on the ground, looking indifferently at Uchiha Madara and Obito opposite. Obito, you go to solve the Ninja Alliance army, Wei will leave it to me. Obito nodded unwillingly. Clenched fist. Obviously I am 10 Tails Jinchuriki. I am the protagonist. Obito easily lifted the 6 red sun formations. Step on the void and fly to the ninja army. After that, Uchiha Madara and Wei fought together again. Advertisement. At the same time, on the plane on the other side. Everyone watched the barrier disappear. The ninja army roared excitedly. Master Wei definitely won. Otherwise, how could the barrier disappear? Long live Master Wei. The shadows in the front frowned. They have been paying attention to the battle in the enchantment. Although it is not very clear, but it can be roughly distinguished that 3 figures appeared at the same time in the end. It must not be that simple. Minato frowned and said. Several people on the side nodded in response. At this time, Gaara seemed to have received some news. Body tremble. It's not good. There is a message from the Eye of Sand. Uchiha Obito flew towards us. Nani? No. Impossible. Gaara's voice fell, and the ninja united army behind him suddenly heard waves of disbelief. Minato looks at Gaara. Gaara, can you see the situation inside the barrier? Wait, I saw it. Gaara hurriedly said. Wei is fighting Uchiha Madara. Gaara's tone was mixed with a hint of unbelievable. Oyemu cut in and said. So that means, Master First Hokage failed. Onoki couldn't believe it at all. Who was First Hokage Senju Hashirama? That is a man called the god of the ninja world. How could it fail? At this time, Gaara swallowed fiercely. There are traces of wood style on the ground. Everyone trembled upon hearing this. That means Uchiha Madara learned wood style. Terumi Mei couldn't believe what she said. Gaara nodded hard. According to the news ahead, it is true. Uchiha Madara has learned wood style. Everyone is silent. The power of Senju and Uchiha is one. The power of Uchiha Madara is absolutely beyond doubt now. Moreover, he is still the body of impure world reincarnation. Advertisement. Infinite chakra. Infinite resurrection. How should I fight this? Minato sighed. Now we can only trust Xiaohui. Then, looking at the small black spots that have appeared in the field of vision. Our current opponent is here too. Everyone realized. Right now, there is another enemy that needs to be dealt with by himself. Fourth Hokage, what shall we do now? I don't know when Tobirama's voice will reach everyone's ears. Minato looked at Tobirama suspiciously. Now you are Konoha's Hokage. Trust your judgment. Minato hears the words and stabilizes his mind. Look at Obito with a firm gaze. Ah, I see. Master Second Hokage. Tobirama smiled in relief. Saw, 4th generation, what should we do now? Minato thought for a moment. Master Tobirama, here you and me are the fastest. Excuse me, please check the current situation of 1st generation. After all, it is the body of impure world reincarnation. Uchiha Madara cannot easily kill him. Only the seal. To hold or even defeat Obito, Master First Hokage's power is indispensable. Tobirama nodded, and handed a handful of trait kunai to Minato. The body shape instantly disappeared in place. Minato said to the ninja united army behind him. Everyone, we must insist on the arrival of Lord First Hokage on 5.3. Oh. Master Minato, just give your orders. Don't worry, Minato-sama, maybe the enemies in the 4th Ninja War are too bug. Maybe the ninja army has been shocked and numb. At this moment, the enthusiasm of everyone is unprecedentedly high. Kurama also said, old man's chakra, please use it. After all, continue to distribute the chakra you have to everyone. Minato looks at the shadows around him and the representative ninjas of Konoha village. Everyone, definitely win. Oh. Don't worry, Master Minato. Chapter 170 Tengai Shinsei. Advertisement. Obito's figure has appeared in front of everyone. Standing in the void, condescendingly looking at the people of the Ninja Union Army. The age of ninjas is about to end. After all, the crossfire behind him suddenly rushed out of Lao Gao. Several huge blood-red chakra arms are formed. Everyone rushing to the ninja army. Minato and others are holding kunai. Obito, don't underestimate the ninja. What? After all, Minato appeared on Obito's side instantly. With a trace of Kurama Chakra's balls in his hand, he blasted towards Obito. Rasengan. Boom. Rasengan smashed Obito fiercely. I saw Obito snorted coldly. I don't know when the side has been covered by truth-seeking ball. Huh, teacher Minato, you only have this level. Snapped. After all, truth-seeking ball directly turned into a slap. 12. Slap Minato's body with a slap. Gaara hurriedly caught Minato's body with sand. At the same time, both hands become imprinted. Quick sand waterfall. The terrain was changed in an instant. Countless sands form huge sand waves. Bury Obito's body. Boom. Obito came out directly from the hole in the sand. Gaara yelled to the people next to him. Everyone, help me delay a little bit. Everyone nodded. The ninja coalition army behind is not idle. Because Kurama's chakra is covered on the body. Everyone finally realized the joy of Jinchuriki at this moment. Endless chakra. What? The seal in the hands of everyone. Earth-style dome enchantment. Boom rumbling. A huge Earth-style wall suddenly appeared next to Obito. The Earth-style played by hundreds of ninjas. Even Obito can't be underestimated. Obito waved his right hand. Hold the six paths tin rod in your hand. Yin and Yang escape. Wow. Advertisement. The truth-seeking ball behind him is like a missile rushing towards the dirt wall. Kara. With the impact of truth-seeking ball, the earth wall was disintegrated in an instant. At this time, Terumi Mei has chakra in her mouth. Water-style mist shinobi technique. Call. Between the clouds, Obito's surroundings are surrounded by a thick misty man. What? Reikage carries Onogi on his back, and I don't know when he has come to Obito's side. Guillotine drop. The lightning-style chakra on Reikage is all gathered on the feet. Kick from top to bottom to Obito. Obito snorted disdainfully. Truth-seeking ball. The truth-seeking ball behind you instantly turned into a protective cover. Oh Yemu shouted angrily. It's not over yet. Earth-style super aggravated rock technique. Reikage's legs are instantly blessed with countless gravity. Boom. Reikage's right leg kicked hard on the truth-seeking ball. In Obito's incredible eyes, truth-seeking ball shattered. Carla. Guillotine drop kicked Obito's body forward. Ming. Obito spit out a mouthful of blood. The body hit the ground. Reikage and Onoki fell on the ground. Oh Yemu smiled and said. Although ninjutsu is not effective against you, but physique can hurt you. Oh Yemu said these words just to mobilize the military's mind. Who ever thought? In the ninja army, two people heard this sentence. The bodies of the two watermelon heads trembled. Physique can cause harm. Boom. Obito floats in the air again, looking angrily at the ninja coalition army below. Trivial ants. Trivial ants. It seems that since becoming 10 Tails Jinchuriki, I've been being beaten up. Obito's spirit is on the verge of madness. Obviously I am the strongest. Right now, the seal in Gaara's hand is finally completed. Sweeping eyes to everyone. Advertisement. Everyone, step back. After all, lift your hands up. The great burial seal of the sand desert. Wow. In an instant, the sand that had fallen into the ground flocked to Obito frantically. The giant red chakra hand behind Obito slapped the sand hard. However, sand rushes towards Obito at a faster speed. After a few breaths, Obito's body was buried in sand. Countless sand forms the shape of a pyramid. Gaara sees this. The sealing technique on the hurried sand is entwined. After doing all this, Gaara gasped heavily, seeing no movement in the pyramid for a long time. The hearts of everyone finally relaxed. Although this trick was not assisted by Shuhei. But Gaara uses Kurama's chakra. To some extent, this time the seal is no worse than the original one. Another side, Uchiha Madara, who was at war, withdrew from the 583 battle circle. He seems to sense something. Obito this waste. Wei Wenyan raised his brows. Unleashing efficacies, perceiving the location of the Ninja United Army. Then, mockingly said, Eli, are these people really capable of doing it? Looking at Uchiha Madara, she said. It seems that 10 Tails is the same, right? Uchiha Madara is in a bad mood at the moment. It doesn't matter how Obito waves. However, the 10 Tails in his body has been coveted for a long time. Uchiha Madara clenched a fist. Look at Feng Youhui. Little devil, the battle between us seems to have only come to an end. Boom. Between Uchiha Madara's body is burning with blue chakra. Then it turned into a blue Susanoo. Base. The huge Susanoo and Uchiha Madara's hands are sealed at the same time. Hui's thoughts flashed by. This is the trick. Then chuckled slightly. Alright, let me see how powerful that move is. Coincidentally, Uchiha Madara's knot seal is completed. Stare. Boy, die by a brilliant trick. Tengai Shinsei. Chapter 171 Tengai Shinsei. Cut it over. Advertisement. Accompanied by Uchiha Madara's words came to pass. There was a violent roar in the sky. Wei looked up. Boom. A huge meteorite with a diameter of more than hundreds of meters broke through the clouds. Uchiha Madara seemed to appreciate art, and said with a smile. Boy, this gift is for you. I will watch you die. Wei will return Ryujin Jaka. Uchiha Madara raised her brow. What's the matter? Did you give up like this? Shout. Sure enough, willpower still doesn't work. Wei turned his head to look at Uchiha Madara. Uncle, you are so annoying. Sweeping gaze randomly towards the huge meteorite. A mere meteorite, cut it off instantly. After all, Wei began to gather momentum. The invisible blade power entangled Hui's body. Wei grows a sigh of nothingness. Gather. Swish. In an instant, countless Reiatsu gathered around the body. Slowly pouring into Ryujin Jaka. Just when Wei gathered momentum. The ninja coalition army in the distance looked at the meteorite in the sky and was shocked. Although the distance is very far. But the visual impact still caused many people to lose their helmets and remove their armor. Is that the power of God? Gaara murmured. On the other side, Tobirama, who just rescued Hashirama from the seal. Looking at the meteorites in the sky. Eyes full of dignity. Tobirama, let's help the ninja army first. Xiaohui, he will be fine. Tobirama could only nod his head, and followed Hashirama to rush towards the ninja alliance. The Reiatsu on Wei is condensed to the extreme. And the meteorite in the sky is also approaching. Wei opened his eyes tightly closed, and there seemed to be a flash of light in his eyes. Shujin limit. 1. What? I saw Ryujin Jaka in Hui's hand quickly pulled out. At the moment of drawing a knife, Reiatsu gathered on the blade. In an instant, the huge flame slash flew to the meteorite at extreme speed. Uchiha Madara's pupils shrank. What a strong slash. Advertisement. For the first time, he had doubts about his own Tengai Shinsei. Maybe the meteorite really can't resist Hui's steps. Wow, the slash has come before the meteorite in a flash. What? The imaginary collision sound did not happen. The sharp flame slash is like cutting through tofu. Cut into the inside of the meteorite with ease. Thorn it. The meteorite was divided into two in an instant. Nani, Uchiha Madara's anticipation has been checked. As expected, the meteorite couldn't stop Hui's slash. But what do you do with the second one? After adjusting his breathing, Uchiha Madara continued to look at Wei. The ninja coalition army in the distance has not had time to be happy. I saw the second meteorite in the sky. How can this be? Such a huge meteorite can actually get a second one. Is this still the ninja world I am familiar with? Countless ninjas roared in anger and fear. What is this horse riding? Ninjas shouldn't put a fire style, water style or something. Can you fight with physical skills? Who stepped on the horse and told me what the hell is the big meteorite? Speechless. There is nothing left among the ninjas. Obviously everyone uses earth style. As a result, you can summon a meteorite. Just as the ninja coalition forces complained. Wei strengths in one breath. Uchiha Madara raised her brow. What's the matter? Little devil, I admit that the slash just now was amazing. But, how many times can you use that kind of slash? Wei shrugged. Well, you can use that slash as many times as you want, but I'm tired of it. Uchiha Madara smiles. Little devil, being strong is not a good thing. If there is no way, then go to death. Wei tilted his head and looked at Uchiha Madara. Uncle, I seem to have said that you are really noisy. Right, fire spirit, golden fire spirit, oh no. Now it should be called GS, the King of Elves. The Elf King appeared behind Wei. Advertisement. Wei took a leap easily. On the shoulders of the King of Elves. Sit on its shoulders. Wei patted the Elf King on the huge shoulder. GS, leave it to you. Roar. A roar came from GS's mouth. In between, endless star power emerged from the body of GS. Condensed in front of you. Kazuo looked at the dumbfounded Uchiha Madara in his spare time. Summoning beast I have never seen. Wei said. Hey, uncle, do you know why it is called GS? Uchiha Madara shook her head subconsciously. Wei with a smile on the corner of his mouth. Actually, it's very simple, because it is the strongest elf. The Great Spirit. The King of Elves. I pulled a sentence in English that no one in this world understands. Wei looked at the meteorite in the sky. The King of Elves is also ready to complete. The sun bursts out. The power of a dazzling star gathers in front of the King of Elves. The King of Elves holds the power of the stars in one hand. Throw the ladder at the meteorite. Wei smiled and reminded Uji, Li Chinhao, Bo Madara. Be careful. The explosion is coming. Boom. As soon as the voice fell, a violent explosion sounded into Uchiha Madara's ears. The meteorite in the sky seems to have received some extreme damage. The meteorite burst directly from the middle. Countless small rocks were formed and hit the ground. Roar. The Elf King roared excitedly. Wei patted the shoulder of the King of Elves. Good job. GS, next you go to help the Ninja United Army them. Roar. The King of the Elves roared, his body as if it had melted into the space. Disappear without a trace. Wei looked at the dumbfounded Uchiha Madara. Draw Ryujin Jaka out and aim at the ladder. Hey, uncle, let's continue. Chapter 172 Obito vs First Hokage. Advertisement. Uchiha Madara has not dared to underestimate Feng Youhui in front of him. The lavender lines in the eyes flashed. Solemn opening. Boy, you really deserve to be my opponent. Although Uchiha Madara is worried about Obito's situation in his heart. But he knew, it is impossible to leave Feng Youhui now. The two can only fight together again. On the other side. The King of Elves appeared in front of the Ninja United Army. Most people in the ninja army are a little scared. After all, not everyone has seen the King of Elves. Only those who have fought Feng Youhui. I know that the King of Elves is Hui's summoning beast. Don't panic everyone. This is Master Hui's summoning beast. Someone in the ninja army shouted loudly. Everyone's emotions gradually stabilized. What followed is unbelievable, looking at the King of Elves with admiration. Wow, this summoning beast is so big. Yeah, it feels very strong. Just when everyone relaxes, there was a strange movement from the sealed pyramid. 583. And it seems to be the sound of sand sliding down. Gaara discovered this strangeness the first time. Hurriedly told everyone. Attention ninja army, Obito may be coming out. Nani, obviously it has just been sealed in. Everyone was shocked. Hurry up and look at the loose pyramid. Gaara relies on Kurama's chakra, still working hard to consolidate the seal. The sweat from the forehead kept dripping. In the end, I couldn't stand the impact of Obito. Boom. Woolen cloth. With the crumbling of the pyramid. Obito blasted the pyramid seal directly, flying into the sky holding a six-paths tin rod. Gaara spit out blood, obviously, received a backlash. Obito stared at everyone below with cold eyes. You all deserve to die. Wow, after all, there are several Ten Tails chakra hands behind him. The blood-red hand of chakra madly attacked everyone. The people of the Ninja United Army resist incompetence BCFD. The shadows ahead are struggling to get closer to Obito. Lava-style solving monster technique. Advertisement. Terumi may spit out a viscous solution towards Obito. Obito just waved his right hand. Truth-seeking ball bodyguard. Easily bring lava-style to the moment. There was a sneer on Obito's face. You group of building ants. General ninjutsu is not effective for me. Snapped. After all, Obito flies to the ground. The six-paths tin rod touched the ground fiercely. Boom. I saw countless ochre Ten Tails arms sticking out from the ground. Obito's hand seal. Sage Art Yin Dunlei Pai. A purple thunder and lightning is released in the hand. Defeat the shadows ahead. Only Reikage can barely get up. After all, I often use thunder and lightning to stimulate my body. But even so, Reikage is also temporarily unable to use chakra. Whole body numbness. Obito walked slowly in front of everyone. Dewey looked at the Ninja United Army ahead. May I tell you? The current me, only Shanshu can cause me harm. Sweeping the shocked faces of everyone. Obito is finally satisfied. However, you group of ants can't learn immortality at all. Is there only Shanshu? By coincidence, I will. A roar came from above Obito. Obito looked up. It is first Hokage Senju Hashirama. There are lines that belong to immortals on Hashirama's face at this moment. The right foot is unceremonious, Rui Shang Obito. Obito's pupils shrank. This is the breath of Shanshu. Woolen cloth. A loud noise. Senju Hashirama kicked Obito flying. Patter. Hashirama stood in front of everyone. Master First Hokage. It's Master First Hokage. We are saved. The people of the Ninja United Army shouted happily. The shadows also reluctantly stood up to support their bodies. Sorry, First Hokage, I couldn't control him. Gaara has a guilty look on her face. Senju Hashirama looked back at Gaara. Big smile on his face. Don't think so. You guys did a great job. Then he looked at the place where the thick agricultural smoke was rising. Next, leave it to me. Thank you, First Hokage. Advertisement. Boom. Obito broke through the dense fog and rushed towards first generation. Senju Hashirama clenched his fists. Good coming. Senju Hashirama. Go to hell. What? The two fought for several rounds with physical skills. Obito is getting more and more injuries. Frowning. Yin and Yang escape. Unexplainable energy surrounds his right hand. Hit Hashirama fiercely. Sage Mode's Hashirama noticed something wrong. Back off in a hurry. Obito's Yin and Yang escape has failed. What? Hashirama appeared in the distance. Look at Obito with solemn eyes. That kind of power just now. Obito's mouth curled. Not hitting Hashirama makes him very upset. Just remove the Yin and Yang escape from your hands. Speaking to Hashirama. What's wrong? Don't you dare to attack. The thoughts in Hashirama's heart flashed by. Can't fight melee. After all, Jayin in the hand. Wood style the tree world is coming. Boom rumbling. Countless trees grew quickly on the ground. A whole forest quickly formed. The ninja coalition behind him swallowed saliva. This is the power of Master First Hokage. As this wood style ninjutsu. Obito dodges wood style on the ground. His right hand slapped on the ground fiercely. Summoning technique. Puff. A puff of white smoke dissipated. I saw that the body of Geto statue was summoned by Obito again. Upon seeing Senju Hashirama, don't panic, get the same seal in your hand. Wood-style wooden golem jutsu. Hashirama passes chakra to the trees around. I saw trees growing rapidly. Eventually formed a huge giant. The size and combat power are comparable to the giant of Susanoo. Hashirama and Obito stand aside. Saw. Second round. Start. Chapter 173 Sage Art Wood Style Shinsu Senju. Advertisement. Geto statue and wooden golem are separated on two sides. The battlefield is solemn. Suddenly, Geto statue shouted. Roar. The huge body rushed towards the wooden golem at a rapid pace. I saw Geto statue swinging his right fist and blasting towards the wooden golem. Hashirama's eyes narrowed. Wooden golem reacted instantly. Although the body looks relatively bulky. Not really. Wooden golem a quick dodge. Easily avoid the fist of Geto statue. Grab the right fist of Geto statue with your left hand. On the right hand, there is a golden chakra like a dragon. One punch in the belly of Geto statue. Woolen cloth. Roar. Geto statue took a punch from wooden golem in the front. The body took a few steps back. He was stunned, and he was about to fall to the ground. Obito frowned. What? The body jumps on the head of the Geto statue. The chakra in the body continuously flocks to the Geto statue. Geto statue just stood still. Look up. The wooden golem in front of me has disappeared. At this moment, I saw a burst of sound from the top of my head. Look up. Wooden golem has appeared directly above it. Roar. Geto statue yelled, holding his hands in front of him. It seems that I want to resist wooden golem's attack. Wooden golem's right foot kicked fiercely between his arms. Puff. A huge force came from both arms. The Geto statue only lasted for a moment. The body crashed to the ground. Boom. The fallen body was splashed with countless dust. The ninja coalition army below hurriedly dispersed towards the distance. Quickly get out of here. Their battle is not something we can participate in. Minato waved a big hand and hurriedly directed everyone to retreat into the distance. The smoke is gone. The figure of Geto statue reappeared in the sight of everyone. Advertisement. The body that looked like a dead tree was full of scars at this moment. Puff. The white smoke dissipated, and the figure of the Geto statue disappeared. The people of the ninja army said excitedly. Master First Hokage won. As expected to be the god of ninja. First Hokage is so handsome. Only Hashirama solemnly looked at Obito floating in the void on the opposite side. He understood that it was not wooden golem that smashed the Geto statue to pieces just now. It was Obito who disarmed the Geto statue himself. Uchiha Obito, do you have any other means? Obito looked at the opposite First Hokage with a grim face. This is what you forced me. Boom. The celestial chakra on Obito bursts out. Come out. 10 tails. White objects gush out from Obito's back. The white object escaped Obito's body madly. Obito's expression became painful. As 10 tails Jinchuriki, now he wants to release the tail beast in his body. One can imagine the pain. After a few breaths, the white object forms the appearance of 10 tails in the air. Patter. Obito's body fell on 10 tails' head. His condition at the moment is not good. The crossfire behind him flickered like a candle in the wind. Gasping for breath, look at Hashirama, although Hashirama is standing on top of wooden golem at this moment. But 10 tails is too big. Wooden golem is like a toy in your hand. A crazy smile flashed across Obito's mouth. Crush him. 10 tails. Roar. The tail behind 10 tails swings randomly. The right hand that obscured the sky violently grabbed the wooden golem. Hashirama's pupils shrank. Not good. Let wooden golem withdraw in a hurry. However, it is still a step too late. Wow. Wooden golem was rubbed in the hand by 10 tails. Roar. 10 tails roared to the sky. Advertisement. Use your hand to blast the wooden golem directly. The ninja coalition army in the distance is desperate. For flowers. The weapons in his hand fell to the ground. Swallowing saliva, Yan Zhen said. Plus 10 tails is getting bigger again. Is this the power of Sage of Six Paths? How can I win this? The shadows in the front row were also silent. Although I have always claimed to be a cage-level master. There is also a top-ranking existence in the ninja world. But at this moment, facing such a huge 10 tails. I can only shake my head and sigh. Too strong. Turning his eyes. What? Hashirama's figure appeared right in front of 10 tails. It's really tall. Obito looked at Hashirama and let out a cold snort. Senju Hashirama, why do I have to block my way? Hashirama heard the words and was surprised. Speaking lowly. The kid from Uchiha's family. It's not that I blocked your way. Point your finger to the ninja united army behind you. The whole ninja world is correcting your mistakes. Obito clenched his fist. What's wrong with me? I just want to make this ninja world no more wars. Hashirama looked cold. Uchiha Obito, Nohara Lin is your real purpose. The war in the ninja world is not determined by the emptiness of the world. Obito opened his mouth when he heard the words, but did not refute. Indeed, my purpose is to resurrect Lin. But, Obito drank. To create a world without war is not a nihilistic thing. Hashirama puts hands together. Uchiha Obito, your eyes are already blinded. Look around you well. A world without war is not something you can do like this. Boom. Hashirama has a powerful chakra. We will definitely find a peaceful way to end the war. Sage art. Wood style. Shinsu Senju. Chapter 174. The poor leader was beaten out. Advertisement. Boom. Accompanied by a huge roar. The ground began to collapse. An extremely big Buddha head emerged from Hashirama's feet. The chakra on Hashirama is raging around like a wave. The pupils of the shadows shrank. Minato looked at Hashirama's handprint. I instantly understood the technique Hashirama was about to perform. That is the strongest ninjutsu recorded in the Book of Ninja. Minato will shout at the ninja behind him. Everyone, hurry up and run away. Everyone was awakened by Minato's roar. With trembling legs, he hurried to the distance. On the other side, Wei and Uchiha Madara also stopped their movements. The two of them looked at the huge figure rising from the ground not far away. Uchiha Madara's pale, 583, purple Rinnegan squinted slightly. Hashirama guy, did you use that trick? Wei shook his right hand, which was somewhat numb because of the fierce confrontation. The corners of the mouth rise slightly. Hey, uncle, Led Shitu probably won't be able to escape this time. Uchiha Madara's attention shifted to Hui's body. 10 Tails has been released, now Obito's life doesn't matter anymore. Wei smacking. No, uncle, duplicity but not like you. As a coming man, Wei naturally knew that Obito had to help Uchiha Madara to achieve a true resurrection. A hint of surprise flashed in Uchiha Madara's eyes. Boy, it seems you know a lot. Wei shrugged. Well, I don't know much about it. System. After all, the two figures are fighting together again. In the distance, Obito standing on the head of 10 Tails. Looking solemnly at the big Buddha that is gradually rising ahead. Muttered. First Hokage Senju Hashirama. Boom. Accompanied by the sound of the ground breaking apart. The Buddha finally revealed his true body. The ninja coalition army fleeing in the distance swallowed desperately. This is the true power of first Hokage. That's why he is called the god of ninja. Look up. I saw a huge wooden Buddha standing in the distance. The figure covering the sky and the sun is comparable to 10 Tails. Roar. 10 Tails glared at Rinnegan, looking at the Buddha in front of him with unkind eyes. As if to explain again that I am the biggest. How could a freak like you appear? Hashirama stood on the head of the Buddha, his hands still clasped together. Advertisement. Uchiha Obito. Come on. Obito frowned. First Hokage. The dead person is definitely you. After all, slap your right hand on the head of 10 Tails. Go. 10 Tails. Roar. Tailed beast bomb gathered quickly in 10 Tails' mouth. Boom. Boom. Fire continuously in the direction of the great Buddha. Even at a very long distance, you can feel the energy emanating from the tail beast King Jade. Hashirama looked at the tailed beast bomb that came. Leisurely. Wood-style laughing Buddha jutsu. Swish. Wow. The chakra of Hashirama is quickly sent to the ground through the big Buddha. Countless big wooden hands stretched out from the ground in an instant. Snapped. Snapped. I saw two big hands blocking the tailed beast bomb in front of you. A strong wooden hand. Squeeze two tailed beast bombs directly. Boom. Boom. The huge shock wave disperses. Blew everyone from the Ninja Union army to the ground in an instant. Huge smoke fills Hashirama's eyes. At this time, 10 Tails fists through the smoke. Smashed at the Buddha's head fiercely. Hashirama's eyes narrowed. It's a bit too small for me. Summoning 5 Rashomon. Ohm. 5 to the giant grimace iron gate appeared in front of the Buddha in an instant. Resist the fist of 10 Tails. Boom. 10 Tails' fist broke through the first iron gate almost without thinking. Then there is the second, the third. Finally stopped in front of the 5th gate. When a crisp sound spread across the battlefield. Hashirama hand seal. It's now. Wood-style Mu-Long technique. Roar. A dragon roar came from the ground. The wooden dragon carrying Hashirama's huge chakra suddenly drilled out. Wrapped tightly around 10 Tails' arm. Advertisement. Blocking the actions of 10 Tails. Of course more than that. The wooden dragon will also absorb the chakra from 10 Tails. 10 Tails seems to feel that chakra in the body seems to be decreasing. The free left hand is hurriedly trying to break the wooden dragon on the right arm. Boom. At this time, another wooden dragon suddenly emerged from behind 10 Tails. It turns out that Hashirama didn't just create a wooden dragon. What? 10 Tails' left hand is also entangled by the wooden dragon. Roar. An angry roar from 10 Tails' mouth. Obito's face is green. Currently 10 Tails is still under control. If you continue to unblock it, Obito's life will be in danger. Just lift it up. After all, the 6 paths tin rod hit the top of 10 Tails' head. When? There is a sweet voice from the tin rod. Obito puts hands together. 10 Tails yo. Liberate. Roar. I saw only a red flame swaying in the wind behind Obito's crossfire. Obito gasped heavily. The current 10 Tails is unstoppable. The chakra on 10 Tails has skyrocketed. Easily tear the wooden dragon entwining the arm. 5.3. 10 Tails body. Look up at the sky. For the first time, a solemn expression appeared on 10 Tails' face. Obito looked up with the same difficulty. I don't know when the sky has been filled with dense fists. Ready. Look along the fist. Sure enough, it is the great Buddha of Hashirama. Hashirama grinned open. The time is just right. Top of the Buddha. Swish. Swish. Wow. The fist is like a rain of guns and bullets, slamming it at 10 Tails. The roar of 10 Tails was also buried by the friction of countless fists in the air. Boom. Boom. Chapter 175 The final battle between Uchiha Madara and Hashirama. Advertisement. The power of every fist can destroy the mountains. The huge destructive power is concentrated on 10 Tails. The terrain is completely destroyed. The powerful shock wave made everyone unable to open their eyes at all. Can't even control his body. 10 Tails and Obito, under the attack of the Buddha on the top of first Hokage. It took 10 minutes. Finally, the top of the Buddha is released. Minato slapped the dust in front of him with his hand. Coughed violently a few times. Barely opened eyes full of tears. Then I looked at everything in front of me in shock. This is the wood-style ninjutsu of Master First Hokage. The ninja army also survived the shock wave. Countless people opened their eyes and looked at this scene in front of them. Opened their mouths one after another. It seems that I can't believe it at all. Except where the smoke is still billowing. Nothing else anywhere. That's right, nothing. Hashirama's 12 top Buddhas directly shattered the entire area in front of you. Barely able to see traces of the forest in the distance. Except for a huge pit. Forests, trees, streams, everything disappeared in front of you like a passing cloud of smoke. This is the purpose of first generation wood style. At the same time, first generation, standing above the Buddha's head, did not dare to neglect to watch the place where the smoke rose. He has a hunch, Ten Tails is not dead. As for Obito, he can't talk about it. After all, the Buddha on top of oneself. I still have 13 numbers in my mind. To survive, I really depend on God's blessing. Uchiha Madara in the distance took a break. A corner of the mouth. Shout, Obito guy. Wei raised his brow. Oh, uncle, it seems that the situation over there is not optimistic. Uchiha Madara opened the distance between the two. Look straight at Wei. Boy, you are really strong. But, now I have more important things to do. So, this battle will end here. Chakra broke out on Uchiha Madara instantly. Completely Susanoo. The Rinnegan in Madara's eyes changed back to Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan in an instant. Advertisement. A blue chakra ignited on his body. Surround Madara. Slowly form a huge Tengu appearance. Madara stood inside Susanoo, looking at the ant-sized Wei. Wei floats in front of Susanoo. Uncle, don't you think you can beat me this way? Uchiha Madara embraces with both hands. Feng Youhui, in the area of swordsmanship, I, Uchiha Madara, would like to call you the strongest. Wei feels that Madara is not looking for a showdown right now. After thinking about it in my mind, I instantly understood what Madara meant. This is going to go there. At this moment, Susanoo's right hand is fully grasped on the handle of the knife. What? The huge chakra knife slashes Shangwei. Wei shook his right hand slightly. Chop. Boom. Two huge slashes collided together. Countless smoke and dust have blinded Feng Youhui's sight. The smoke is gone. Uchiha Madara's figure has disappeared. Feng Youhui looked at the Ninja United Army and others not far away. I don't stay under my feet. Fly towards the Ninja United Army. At the same time, in the sinkhole, the smoke and dust will finally disperse completely. Everyone's eyes are staring in the direction of Ten Tails. Roar. Just hear a roar coming from the pit. Everyone instantly understood. Ten Tails is not dead yet. Raikage clenched his fists. Speaking of gritted teeth. What a powerful vitality. Uchiha Itachi on the side gave him a look. After all, it is a collection of tail beasts. What? There was a sound of breaking through the air. Everyone looked up. I saw Uchiha Madara driving Susanoo from the sky. Alert. Caution. It's Uchiha Madara. Attention. It's Uchiha Madara. The fearful roars of the crowd continued to pass. Uchiha Madara just glanced at the crowd lightly. And flew towards Ten Tails. Minato frowned. Advertisement. Uchiha Madara, what are you going to do? Susanoo stays on the head of Ten Tails. Temporarily let you play Ten Tails for a while. After all, Obito with Cyclonus, blood in Susanoo's hand flew into the distance. A wooden dragon flew straight to Susanoo. Wow. Easily escaped the wood dragon's attack. The sword cuts down the wooden dragon. Uchiha Madara looks back. I saw Hashirama stepped on a wooden dragon flying towards Uchiha Madara. Motor. Uchiha Madara frowned. Llama hash. I'm catching up again. In desperation, Uchiha Madara stayed in the distance. Throw Obito to the ground in one hand. Completely relieved Susanoo. Uchiha Madara glanced at Obito's half-dead body. I no longer pay attention to 583. Look at Hashirama. The eyes of the ninja army did not dare to blink. I am afraid of missing the battle in front of me. Uchiha Madara vs Senju Hashirama. The battle of End Valley a few years ago, everyone failed to catch it. However, if you can see the two confrontation again in your lifetime. Isn't it a blessing? What? At this moment, Hui's figure appeared beside Minato. Hui, I knew you were all right. Excited Minato slaps Hui's shoulder. Honestly, the second I saw Uchiha Madara appeared. Although Minato doesn't believe Wei will lose. But my heart is still full of worries. Kakashi and others are also surrounded by Wei. Ask this and ask that. Wei, are you okay? Wei-kun, isn't it hurt? Wei, does the body matter? Wei looked at the people who were asking for help. Waved. Well, I'm fine, I just didn't enjoy myself. Wei continued. Besides, isn't this battle what you want to see? Minato and others think differently from the Ninja Coalition army. They would rather Madara be defeated by Wei earlier. I don't want this war to go on. Chapter 176 The Ultimate Role of Obito. Madara's resurrection is coming soon. Advertisement. Let's not mention Madara and Hashirama who are fighting against each other on the battlefield. Obito, who was randomly thrown to the side, undulated his chest. Obviously there is still a breath. Snapped. The black hand suddenly appeared in front of Obito. It is Black Zetsu that has been sneaking into the ground. Black Zetsu leaned over and gradually merged into Obito's body. Wei in the distance also sensed this. There is a smile on the corner of the mouth. I'll see you soon, Kaguya. Then, his gaze swept aside Ten Tails, who was gradually waking up in the pit. Ten Tails shook his head. Obviously, Ten Tails was also beaten. However, it was just a pain. Wei raised his brow. Uncle Minato, Ten Tails is awake. Nani, so fast. Everyone trembled when they heard this, and they were extremely excited. Wei waved his hand. Don't worry, GS will pester it. After all, Akoku, a golden elf, jumped in front of Ten Tails. The king of elves who had been protecting the Ninja United Army before. Finally there is another chance to shoot. Ten Tails looked angrily at the golden king of elves. Yelling angrily, why do you look so much better than me? There seems to be a hint of jealousy in the roar. The king of elves swiftly avoided the attack of Ten Tails, while hitting Ten Tails with an energy ball full of star power. It makes Ten Tails very popular. Leave the ADC elf king aside. Wei looked at Madara and Hashirama who were fighting in front of him. Both are the bodies of impure world reincarnation. It was originally an immortal existence, plus the unlimited chakra. Take the already explosive combat power to the next level. The physique confrontation between the two changed the landscape from time to time. The ninja army was dumbfounded. Since the start of the Fourth Ninja War, the ninja army seems to always appreciate the high-end combat. Motor. Hash Llama. Boom. The two banged against each other again. Separate the body on both sides. Madara clenched her fist. Advertisement. Sure enough, this kind of battle is really boring. Hashirama frowned. Motor. What do you mean? Madara looked up at Hashirama. Compared to the battle of impure world reincarnation, I prefer flesh and blood battles. It's really boring to fight like this now. Hashirama's heart rises with a bad feeling. Suddenly, there was a flash of light in my mind. Seems to remember something. Hurriedly shouted at Wei who was on the side. Wei, Obito's Rinnegan. Wei sensed the movements of Black Zetsu throughout. Naturally, I know what Hashirama is talking about. Don't worry, wait a minute, I want to annihilate them in one fell swoop. Toru stared at Black Zetsu's movements. I saw Black Zetsu controlling Obito's body. Hold your hands tightly together. At this moment, Obito let out a muffled snort. He awoke from his coma, watching my body move uncontrollably. I want to separate the seal of my hands in a hurry. But he who has lost 10 tails. Now I don't have any strength in my body. I can only watch Black Zetsu control his body. Kakashi in the distance is snoring Sharingan. He also noticed the strangeness of Obito. Wei, Obito there. Wei nodded. Controlled by Black Zetsu, Kakashi said anxiously. Nani, after all, I'm going to save Obito. Toru stopped Kakashi. Wei, why are you stopping me? Wei points to Obito. Brother, look carefully, Obito's breath is already weak, revolving heaven. Kakashi's body shook, clenching his fist, looking at Obito. I saw Obito's body, Black Zetsu's voice sounded. Why Dao Run revolving heaven is born. Invisible fluctuations emanated from Obito's body. Uchiha Madara, who is at war, kicks Hashirama. Finally coming. After all, Uchiha Madara's body started to emit white smoke. Hiss. Advertisement. With the reduction of white smoke, Uchiha Madara's impure world reincarnation marks are rapidly decreasing. Finally disappeared. The Rinnegan in Uchiha Madara's eyes also gradually fell from his eye sockets. A smile rises from the corner of Hui's mouth. Finally, come to this step. I saw Uchiha Madara closed her eyes tightly. Swish. Black Zetsu controlled Obito's body and came to Madara's body. The right hand was inserted into the eye socket fiercely. Button Rinnegan in the right eye. In his left hand, he took out the left eye Rinnegan that he had kept before. Master Madara, this is your Rinnegan. Uchiha Madara nodded. Put 2 Rinnegan back in your eyes. No need to adapt at all. After all, it is my own eyes. Uchiha Madara is laughing wildly. Finally resurrected. What? Hashirama suddenly appeared in front of Madara. A punch hit Madara's face. Swish. Boom. Madara's body flew out fiercely. Hit the rocks in the distance. Click. Madara comes from the smoke, Li Chinhao. Looking at the scar on the arm. And the blood flowing. Uchiha Madara gently licked the blood with his tongue. Then he smiled like crazy. Only in this way can you experience the real battle. Look at Hashirama. Thorn it. He threw the tattered layered armor aside. Showing a strong upper body. And Fang. A Hashirama face. Nani. Motor. This is. Uchiha Madara holds her hands up. How about, Hash Llama? This is the secret I discovered. When the power of Senju and Uchiha are combined. It's when everything will come to an end. Chapter 177 Absorb 10 Tails. Infinite Tsukuyomi. Advertisement. The voice of Uchiha Madara spread throughout the battlefield. Hashirama was stunned when he heard this speech for the first time. Motor. What are you talking about? Uchiha Madara looked at Hashirama and said nothing. Obviously he didn't bother to take care of this rough guy. Madara-sama means that when one person has the power of Senju and Uchiha at the same time. Black Zetsu's face showed a fanatic expression. Then this person will become the complete 10 Tails Jinchuriki. New Sage of 6 Paths. Nani, how can this be? Different expressions on the faces of the ninja army. Co-authored Obito, Master First Hokage, who was hard to beat. In fact, it is a defective product. Everyone's expressions can't help but become solemn. Clenched fists tightly together. The defective products all have power like gods. What will happen to the complete Jinchuriki? They do not know. What? Uchiha Madara is too lazy to talk nonsense with Hashirama. Hit Hashirama with one punch. Hashirama hurriedly reached out to resist. Hashirama obviously understands the meaning of Black Zetsu. Total 583 Uchiha Madara is extremely dangerous now. I saw the Sage mode on Hashirama resurfaced. Motor, I will never let you do evil in this era. Uchiha Madara did not answer. Instead, the body moves gently. Come directly to Hashirama's side. Yin and Yang escape directly into a black stick. Punched hard on Hashirama's body. As Hashirama, the reincarnated body of drawing, actually felt extremely strong pain. Hashirama's body loses strength in an instant. Fell to the ground. Two black rods appeared again in Madara's hand. Swish, swish. The black stick is stuck on Hashirama's hands. Seal Hashirama's body again. Then the figure disappeared in front of everyone. When it reappears, it has already appeared on the head of Ten Tails. At this moment, Ten Tails is still chasing the King of Elves. Uchiha Madara frowned. Sure enough, a beast can only be a beast. After all, slap your right hand on Ten Tails' body. 6 paths Ten Tails pivot. Advertisement. The 10 Tails under him wailed. Roar. The heart is unwilling to turn into a spiral. Pour into Uchiha Madara's body. Hiss. With a burst of white smoke rising. Uchiha Madara's body has undergone tremendous changes. Long black hair turned white. Wearing a white trench coat from Sage of 6 Paths. 8 truth-seeking balls are floating behind you in an orderly arrangement. The arms and legs also turned black. Hold the 6 Paths tin stick in your left hand. Uchiha Madara squeezed a fist. Feel the power in your body. Took a deep breath. This is the power of the fairy. After all, Madara is watching the Ninja Alliance below. His eyes paused on Hui's body, looking at the smile at the corner of Hui's mouth. Uchiha Madara disagrees. He is different from Obito's crane tail. I opened the full version of Ten Tails Jinchuriki. That's right, Madara is inflated. It's time to exit. After all, Madara flies directly to the void. To the moon in the sky. A glimmer of excitement flashed in Uchiha Madara's eyes. The wish of many years is finally coming true. Click. Break the white double horns of the head. A blood-red eye is revealed. On the line similar to Rinnegan are depicted Tomo. It is the strongest eye in the world. Reincarnation Sharingan. The author Kun consulted more information. The pupil power of this eye is higher than that of Sasuke's Rinnegan. Chakra burst on Uchiha Madara, BCFD. Infinite Tsukuyomi. Mouth. The huge reincarnation Sharingan is reflected on the surface of the moon. Use moonlight to emit ninjutsu. Anyone who is exposed to light will suffer from illusion. For a moment, in the eyes of the people of the ninja army and the shadows, all lost their light. Uchiha Madara laughed wildly. But it's not over yet. I saw the seal in his hand. Summoning technique Sacred Tree. Advertisement. Puff. The huge sacred tree broke through the ground. Since the 4th Ninja War, the sacred tree finally revealed its true colors. Uchiha Madara looks at the people who have lost their fighting ability. Grin open. God Tree World is born. Swish. Wow. Countless thick branches extend from the body of the sacred tree. Bind everyone from the ninja army. Wrap everyone's bodies and hang them on the tree. Uchiha Madara feels that his wish has been fulfilled. There is a huge sense of satisfaction in my heart. Hashirama watched the scene before him. Motor. You guy, what the hell did you do? Uchiha Madara turned his head and looked at Hashirama, who was still sealed on the ground. Sure enough, it's useless to the people of Impure World reincarnation. However, it's no harm. System. After all, Madara came to Hashirama's side. Hash Lama, how is it? I restored the peace of Ninja World. In everyone's dream, there will be no war. No displacement. Some are just happiness. Hashirama sneered. Motor, you're sober. This is not real peace at all. Just when Uchiha Madara was about to refute, a flat voice rang from behind Madara. Yes, this is not real peace. Madara's pupils shrank. Looking back, I saw Feng Youhui standing there unscathed. Uchiha Madara's eyes are about to come out. How can it be? You are obviously not Impure World reincarnation. How could you not be affected by infinite Tsukuyomi? Wei raised his brows. I looked up at the moon in the sky. Wei shrugged, playfully abusive. Who knows? Maybe the moon likes me and is not willing to seal me up. What this said, Kaguya wanted to hit someone after hearing this. Chapter 178 Madara vs Feng Youhui. Advertisement. Madara looked at Wei in disbelief. Black Zetsu stared at Wei with the same eyes. This person is really too weird. Not to mention the young, the key is to step on the horse. The combat effectiveness is exploding. This makes Black Zetsu talk to someone to reason. Thousands of waiting, wandering. It was about to succeed soon, and a Feng Youhui popped out as a result. Black Zetsu is so angry that he wants to hit someone. But after thinking about the flame of Feng Youhui, forget it, it's not worth it. What? I saw second Hokage and Shumao appear beside Wei. After all, these two people are also the body of impure world reincarnation. Boy, what do you do next? Second generation turned his head to look at Wei and said. Madara, just leave it to me. You can take care of the rest. Tobirama, Shuamao, why do you guys take care of it? However, since Feng Youhui chose the strongest Uchiha Madara, then they naturally wouldn't say anything. After all, I am the one who is holding back. Hui's body slowly floats in the air. Pull out Ryujin Jaka from the waist. Smiling and looking at Uchiha Madara on the opposite side. Saw, uncle, the final round has begun. The lightness in the tone made Madara's happy mood instantly drop to the bottom. As if he was just an ant-like existence in his eyes. Madara stretched out her right hand, chakra erupted on her body. Sage Art Yin Dunlei Pai. Wow, the purple thunder and lightning came to Wei in an instant. Such a boring trick is unnecessary. Base. Ryujin Jaka in his hand easily split the thunder and lightning. System. Madara's figure appeared in front of Wei instantly. Use the Six Paths Tin Rod as a weapon. Stabbed to Wei fiercely. When. Wei then blocked the Six Paths Tin Rod. Kick Madara flying with one kick. Madara's body receded rapidly. But I saw Madara's mouth slightly opened. Sage Art Lan Dun Guangya. Swish. A laser, lost from Madara's mouth. Shot at Hui's head fiercely. Go to hell. Advertisement. Madara's heart roared. Housey didn't see any panic. Free left hand stretched out. Bakudo number 39 round gate fan. Ohm. A circular protective shield appeared in the void. Block Madara's magic. Madara stopped her retreating body. Frown. It's that strange power again. Then, looking at Wei and asked. Little devil, your kind of power is not chakra at all, is it? Wei patted the invisible dust on her body. Ah, not yo. Uchiha Madara has a serious face. Sure enough, Six Paths Tin Stick pointed at Wei. Boy, who on earth are you? You are not a ninja at all. Even, you don't belong to the shinobi world at all. Although it is an interrogative sentence, Madara's tone is full of affirmation. Wei just shrugged. Saw, who knows? Wei gently stroked the ludao in his hand like a fire. Finally, be able to use your true power. Look up to Uchiha Madara. Uncle, do you want to know my true strength? Surprise flashes across Uchiha Madara's face. Boy, what do you mean? Wei said calmly. I meant it. I didn't use all my strength before. Madara's eyes narrowed. Carefully inspect the Wei in front of you. Although Madara doesn't want to believe what Wei said. But his heart has actually been shaken. Madara's heart recalled the previous battle with Wei. Easy to do. These words came to Madara's mind for the first time. But who is Madara? That used to be Shira of Ninja World. How could it be knocked down by a few words? Just listen to Madara's cold snort. Little devil, you have to pay a price for talking big. Boom. The fairy magic on Madara's body, chakra is overwhelmingly pressing towards Wei. How is it, kid, being sincerely under my power? Wei stands in the void. Advertisement. The body shape is not visible to the slightest retreat. ... For flowers. Boom. An amazing energy also appeared on Wei. The two fight against each other. No, Hui's power is gradually increasing. Surpassed Madara. Suppress Madara steadily. The powerful energy makes the world change color. The sky seems to lose its color. The substantive energy turned into black raindrops and fell on the earth. Madara's body is full of bright energy. Puff. Madara's body was directly pressed to the ground by Reiatsu. Hashirama, Tobirama, and Shumo are all shocked. It is the first time to see that the energy in a person can be so huge. Black Zetsu felt the energy in Wei. Feel the breath. Will die. The last hope of Black Zetsu is that Kaguya can kill Wei. But is it possible? Madara fell to the ground and raised her head with difficulty. A trace of fear, a trace of desire, a trace of greed flashed in his eyes. What kind of power is this? Wei brow raised. This one. This is called Reiatsu. Then he pulled out Ryujin Jaka from his hand. Treasure to introduce to you next. The left hand gently stroked the blade. This is the oldest Zanpakuto in history. The name is Ryujin Jaka. Look at Madara standing up. Under normal circumstances, I will use about 30% of my strength to fight. Madara asked. Why? Wei raised his eyebrows. Because, no one in the ninja world can withstand 30% of my strength. Boom. With the sound of Hui's words falling. The Reiatsu on Wei is even heavier. Madara's body is overwhelmed. Madara hurriedly slapped the Six Paths Tin Stick on the ground. Sacred Tree. Ohm. The sacred tree produces invisible ripples and connects with Madara. This makes Madara a little bit better. At least I won't be crushed to my waist. Chapter 179 Everything in Vientiane is ashes, Ryujin Jaka. Advertisement. Madara's eyes are no longer as light as before. Full of fear. And fear. Of course, the greed in human nature is lingering. Licked his lips lightly. Feng Youhui, you are really strong. Madara spoke with a serious face. But, at this moment I own the sacred tree. Yes, more. Strong. What? Madara's figure disappeared in place. Appeared in front of Wei in an instant. He clenched a fist with his right hand and blasted towards Wei. Wei controlled his body to dodge to one side. Hasn't stopped completely. But I saw a cruel smile on Madara's mouth. Feng Youhui, you are in the middle. The invisible power of 583 radiates from the void. Wei brow raised. Put the Ryujin Jaka in your hands behind. When, obviously behind the emptiness, but there was the sound of swords colliding. Uchiha Madara's pupils shrink one by one. How can it be? It was actually blocked. Is it accidental? Or? Madara has no time to think about it. Directing an invisible attack. Teru calmly waved Zanpakuto. Resist with Ryujin Jaka in his hand. By the way, provoking Uchiha Madara. Hello, uncle, is this the only way? Uchiha Madara looked at the comfortably resisting Wei. Frowning. Suddenly, a glimmer of light flashed from the eyes. Madara smiled and said, I was almost fooled by you, kid. You can't see the attack at all. It's just relying on the abnormal perception in the body to resist the attack. Hearing this, Wei just shrugged. Does it matter? You can't hit me again. Uchiha Madara's hands are printed with knots, and the double Rinnegan emits a faint purple light. Not necessarily this time. Wheel tomb side prison. Swish, 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 swish. 4 invisible figures appeared beside Uchiha Madara. Advertisement. Madara waved his hand. What? 4 Madara clones attacked Wei from different directions. Uchiha Madara's mouth opens with a grin. Go to hell, Feng Youhui. Shout, it's really boring. A flat voice came from Hui's mouth. You think so too. Ryujin Jaka in Hui's hand waved around. Wow, I saw all 4 Madara's separate bodies ignite in flames. Madara's body was shocked. I can't believe this scene in front of me. How can this be? Round tomb border hell, people without Rinnegan can't perceive it. Madara's gaze is staring at the graceful glory. How on earth did you do it? Wei raised his brow. I just saw it. After all, Reiatsu perception is not covered. Madara's complexion became sullen. Feng Youhui, must die. Madara's hands quickly seal. Wood-style multiple wood clone technique. What? Counting that Madara's clone appeared on the battlefield. At this time, Hashirama was also rescued by Tobirama and Tsukumo. The 3 of them stood in the distance watching. What is Madara doing? Hashirama asked suspiciously. Tobirama glanced at his eldest brother. You don't even know, how do we know? Hashirama, I saw all the clones of Madara appearing around Wei. A trace of scarlet flashed in his eyes. Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan open. Base. Countless pairs of Mangekyo open. Susanoo. Boom, boom. Several huge Susanoo just appeared before Hui's eyes. Surround Wei tightly. Shumao's mouth twitches. Hey, is this fake? How to fight this? Look at the Wei in the middle of the field. Boy Wei, don't die. Tobirama also frowned tightly. But seeing Hui's still plain face. Feel at ease. Advertisement. Look at it. Maybe that kid will surprise us. Madara's body appears in the void. Looking at the surrounded Wei. Laughing wildly. Even if your Reiatsu is strong. Could it be that you can still hit 100 one by one? Wei didn't answer Madara's question. I glanced over the countless blue giants beside me. Honestly, Madara, I am really disappointed in you. Madara frowned. When death is imminent, it's still stiff. Uchiha Madara waved his hand. Kill him. Countless blue giants are brandishing long knives in their hands. Smash Shangwei fiercely. Boom rumbling. Boom rumbling. Boom. Stir up count to dust. The faces of the 3 Hashirama are full of solemnity. After an attack, the 6 paths tin rod in Madara's hand hits the ground. Susanoo's attack stopped. Madara looked at the smoke that could not dissipate for a long time. Feng Youhui, this time, let me see how you survive. A flat voice came from the smoke. Madara, is there only such a level? The smoke cleared, and Hui's figure was as spotless as ever. Madara clenched her fists. How can this be? Wei pointed Lu 5.3 in his hand at Madara. Look up, Madara, I am 50% strong. Boom. The world changes color. The entire sky is trembling. As if surrendering to Wei. Swish. Boom. Madara floating in the air. Once again, it hit the ground like a meteorite. Madara looked up with difficulty and looked at Wei, who stepped into the void. The glory at this moment. There is no expression on the face. Divinity is superfluous of humanity. Just when Madara wondered Hui's next step. Wei raised the Ryujin Jaka in his hand. Everything in Vientiane. All ashes. Ryujin Jaka. Chapter 180 let you take a special look. Advertisement. Hui's flat voice spread across the battlefield. A momentary blank appeared on the battlefield. Boom. What followed was more fierce Reiatsu. Covered with flames this time. And the abnormally high temperature. The resurrected class has experienced the blazing high temperature this time. Hardly propped up the body against the 6 paths tin rod. Madara's eyes are always on Wei. What? In the blink of an eye, Hui's figure disappeared into the air. Shunpo. Madara feels her hair standing on her back. Jump aside in a hurry. But it's still a step too late. Thorn. Ryujin Jaka unceremoniously cut off Madara's right arm. Ah. There was a roar of pain in Madara's mouth. Wei pulled a sword flower and looked at Madara. What's wrong? After resurrecting from the dead, will you still be afraid of pain? The cold sweat on Madara's face. 12. The right shoulder of the arm that was chopped off twitched. A brand new arm has grown again. Madara gasped. Ha, Feng Youhui. I inherited the power of Sage of Six Paths. Immortal. Wei nodded in agreement. Ah, indeed, if it is not a fatal blow. You are really hard to be killed, but. What? Wei suddenly appeared in front of Madara's eyes again. I have the ability to kill in one blow. Torch. Madara yelled badly in her heart. Wow. After that, the whole body was surrounded by flames. Was turned to ashes in an instant. Shumao roared excitedly, watching from a distance. Done. Hashirama and Tobarama are still watching the battlefield solemnly. No, not yet. Just when Shumao was puzzled, Uchiha Madara's figure appeared behind K at some point. It turned out that Madara passed through the wheel tomb side prison and switched positions. A successful smile flashed in Madara's eyes. Boy, you are careless. I saw Madara put her hands together, and a black sphere appeared in her hands. Boom. Madara printed the sphere directly on Hui's body. Planetary devastation. Boom. The black sphere quickly rises to the sky with brilliance. Advertisement. The surrounding rocks are also attracted by the strong gravitation. Not finished yet. Countless identical black spheres appeared in Madara's hands instantly. Suddenly, Wei was tightly wrapped in the huge planetary devastation. And planetary devastation is full of countless small planetary devastation. Madara puts her hands together. Burst. Wow. Swish. Countless small planetary devastations rushed towards the rocky body wrapped in the middle. Puff. Boom. Boom. In an instant, the rock in the middle was knocked to pieces. At this time, Hui's voice came from inside. Hell from the heat. Boom. Countless pillars of fire rose to the sky. Destroy all the rocks in one fell swoop. What? Hui's figure appeared in front of Madara. Madara at this time was a little silly. It seems that I haven't realized what happened. Ryujin Jaka in Hui's hand swung down mercilessly. Puff. Sword into the body. Penetrate Madara's heart fiercely. Wow. Madara spit out a big mouthful of blood. Madara, it's all over. A weird smile flashed across Madara's face. No, not yet. Black Zetsu. What? I don't know when Black Zetsu emerged from the ground. Holding an open scroll in his hand. Wei frowned. I don't know what Black Zetsu is going to do. The black data directly threw the scroll in his hand to Wei. Summoning technique. Puff. A huge white smoke flashed past. The sky full of detonating talisman is floating above Hui's head. This is. Black Zetsu smiled lowly. 600 billion detonating symbols. Burst. Boom. Woolen cloth. 600 billion detonating charms were instantly ignited. Taking advantage of the chaos, Black Zetsu grabbed Madara and ran away. As the smoke dissipates, Hui's figure appeared in the eyes of several people. Wei raised his brow. Advertisement. The flame is not valid for me. It's really a waste to do this. Black Zetsu turned his head and smiled mysteriously. I know. So, the detonation talisman is not the key. Wei looked up. I don't know when a huge hole appeared in the sky. Wei frowned. Wow. Swish. Two figures jumped out in an instant. Hui's eyes condensed. This is. After Madara recovered from the heart injury. Looking at Wei with a smile. Yes, it's them. Wei glanced at Madara on one side. Unexpectedly, you really got through it. Madara snorted. Huh, it's just a small world created. Isn't it easy for them to obey orders? Hearing this, Wei stopped talking. Instead, looking at Naruto and Sasuke in front of him. No, Noodles, and Sasuke. The two were wearing black long 583 robes and looked at Wei with bad eyes. What? Madara stood in front of the two. Unexpectedly, Uchiha Madara, who has always been proud, will join hands with others to fight the enemy. Wei smiled contemptuously. These words really hit Madara's sore spot. Madara took a deep breath. Although I disdain such things. Madara's eyes fixed on Wei. Feng Youhui, you deserve me to do this. Wei swept across the three people. What? At this time, the three of Hashirama also came to Wei. Wei, do you need our help? Wei waved his hand. No, just two miscellaneous soldiers. Me and Ma on the opposite side listened to Hui's words. Blasted the hair directly. Dare to call me a miscellaneous soldier. I only saw the black chakra in Ma's hands. Big spiral wheel you. Wow, the black Rasengan flies to Wei. Wei destroys the big spiral wheel without even looking at it. Astonishment flashed across his numb face. First generation, second generation, Uncle Shuamao, stay away from you. Hui's voice rang in the ears of the three. The three of them looked at each other and hurried away. Wei looked at Madara on the opposite side. Let you see it in particular, don't blink. Chapter 181 Bankai. Confire 2 Sword. Advertisement. Endless Reiatsu appeared on K's body. The sky is torn. The ground is cracking. Puff. Boom. Boom. The three people on the opposite side were directly pushed by Reiatsu towards the distant rock. The Reiatsu who burst out before is already amazing enough. But this time, it was different from every time in the past. It seems that Wei is the king of this world. Reiatsu suppressed everyone to the point where they couldn't raise their heads. Madara's hand stuck to the ground. How can it be? How can it be like this? Me and Ma and Sasuke's expressions are terrified. No more arrogance before. Can't figure out why I want to take this muddy water. There was only one thought in their hearts at this time. Escape. The Reiatsu on his body is too heavy. Wei looked at the three people who were completely unable to move. A corner of the mouth. Scream, I knew it was like this. However, let you take a special look. Shun. Kei's gaze went deep into the ground, watching Black Zetsu shivering in hiding there. Then I looked at Uchiha Madara who was struggling to get up. Madara, take a good look, only for a moment. Madara lifted her extremely heavy head. Looking at the way in front of me, I saw Hui's lips light up. Bankai cannibalism too. Boom. An endless flame ignited on Wei. That is a flame close to the core temperature of the sun. The surrounding water vapor evaporates in an instant. The three of Hashirama in the distance were also affected. An unnamed flame began to burst out of his body. What kind of power is this? Hashirama hurriedly extinguished the nameless flame on his body, and said in amazement. Tobirama and Tsukumo next to him were shocked early. Where is the power of a ninja? Everyone just sighed. Just listen to the sound off. Wow. The flames around Wei disappeared by the way. Look at the orange halo of Ryujin in Hui's hand. System. Hui's body appeared in front of the three of them instantly. Face is full of coldness. Ryujin in his hand is slowly raised above his head. Enjoy the beauty of this moment. Uchiha Madara. Advertisement. The sword of fierce fire. Ryujin stroked the three without mercy. Off. Puff. Explosive flames ignited on the three of them at the same time. The extremely high temperature instantly swallowed Noodles and Sasuke. Too late to scream, just take it away. Uchiha Madara uses the regeneration technique madly. Madara couldn't stop screaming. Wei no longer pays attention to the painful Madara. I glanced around, looking at the earth that has begun to decay all around. Wei frowned. Spray, obviously I haven't done my best yet. Wei pulled a sword flower. Exit from Bankai status. Looking at Madara who is still burning. Reiatsu is always paying attention to Black Zetsu. Perceiving, Black Zetsu hides in the underground shivering. Wei, brother, you should act quickly. I want to take a look at Kaguya. Just when Madara was extremely weak, Black Zetsu finally recovered from the shivering state. Feng Youhui must die. The only one who can cure him now is his mother. 1,000 years of waiting. Can't be ruined. Black Zetsu thought so in his heart. The body overcomes the fear. Slowly came to Madara's side. Wei looked at the actions of Black Zetsu. Put out the flame on Madara early. It's now. Black Zetsu came behind Madara. Puff. The right hand penetrates Madara's body. The weak Madara looks at Black Zetsu. Black Zetsu. Why? Black Zetsu looked at Wei who didn't respond. Speaking to Madara. Madara, I am not your will at all. Nani. Madara's body trembled. Black Zetsu. What do you mean? Black Zetsu eroded Madara's body. While saying, I am Kaguya's will. Advertisement. Everything I do is to bring Kaguya back to life. Madara gritted her teeth and looked at Black Zetsu. Black Zetsu. Black Zetsu did not give Madara a chance to counterattack. Directly erode Madara. I saw Madara's body swelling rapidly. What? The three of Hashirama came to Wei, looking solemnly at Madara, who was turning into a balloon. Quote. Motor. Hashirama yelled anxiously. After all, he was his best friend before his death. Seeing the painful expression of my best friend, Hashirama empathizes. Toru and Tobirama, Tsukumo, quietly stepped away from Hashirama. Wei, what the hell is going on? Tobirama asked. Wei spread his hands. Well, this matter is a long story. Actually, Black Zetsu's mother is named Otsutsuki Kaguya. Otsutsuki Kaguya, who is that? Tobirama frowned and realized that things were not easy. Wei said slowly. Well, to put it simply, Otsutsuki Kaguya is the mother of Sage of Six Paths. Nani, what are you talking about? Li Qian is good, the three of them are stupid. Who is Sage of Six Paths? That's the man who founded Ninzong. Tobirama hurriedly asked. Why resurrect Otsutsuki Kaguya? The resurrection is not accurate. It should be said that the seal is lifted. After all, Kaguya is immortal. So she can only use Sage of Six Paths to seal it herself. Such a breaking news. Let the three people's bodies tremble uncontrollably. Fell into a long silence. At this time, the swelling Madara on the opposite side finally has a new change. Pale skin. Blue-white, long hair that extends beyond the feet. With two horns on his head. Wearing a white dress with a unique go jade pattern. The binocular is Byakugan. The samsara on the forehead, Sharingan is spinning. It is Otsutsuki Kaguya. Chapter 182 First time meeting, Kaguya. Advertisement. Looking at the opposite side without a glance, I looked at the surrounding Otsutsuki Kaguya. Wei said to Hashirama and Tobirama. Suddenly remembered, strictly speaking. The Senju clan is still her offspring. Hashirama. Tobirama. The two suddenly felt bad. I beat my ancestor. Hashirama's mouth twitches and looks at Wei. Aki, Wei, are you kidding me? Wei shrugged. Do I look like a joke? Hashirama and Tobirama expressed their desire to be quiet for a while. I don't know what to think of Kaguya on the other side. Shumao looked at the two people who were a little at a loss. Can't bear to laugh. Wei looked at the gloating Shumao and said. Don't laugh, be stricter, the entire ninja realm is her offspring. Shumao. Now it's okay, all three of them are autistic 583. Toru ignored the three of them, and looked at Otsutsuki Kaguya on the opposite side. Kaguya also looked at the Wei in front of him. On the beautiful face, a trace of surprise flashed. You. Wei stepped forward. Kaguya Heim, meet for the first time. My name is Feng Youhui. Feng Youhui very gentleman introduced himself. Kaguya frowned. Speak. My name Otsutsuki Kaguya. Who are you? Wei brow raised. Why does Kaguya Ji ask like that? You don't have chakra in your body. On the contrary, there is a burst of other energy. Wei secretly nodded. In contrast, Kaguya found Reiatsu in her body. At this moment, Kaguya has a dark face sticking out of his sleeve. Mother, this person is your worst enemy. Wei waved his hand. Advertisement. Ah, Black Zetsu, it's boring if you say that. BCFD. What is the worst enemy? Did I prevent you from lifting Kaguya Ji's seal? Black Zetsu is speechless for a while. It seems that Wei really didn't stop him. For a while, Black Zetsu fell into silence. Kaguya frowned. Could it be that you are the same as your concubine? Kaguya's tone was excited. Wei shrugged. In a sense, it's about the same. After all, I also came across this world by accident. Kaguya trembled, but he looked at Kaguya carefully. Found the difference between the two. You are not from the Otsutsuki clan. Wei shook his head. Why do you have to be the Otsutsuki clan? Toru Yoruichi is speechless. Indeed, there is more than Otsutsuki in the universe. Shaking his head, throwing the messy thoughts aside in his head. Wei-kun, are you going to stop the concubine? It depends on what Kaguya Heim plans to do. Kaguya answered without thinking. The concubine naturally hopes to recycle the chakra fruit. Wei also shook his head. Kaguya Heim, then it will be hard to live without forgiveness. Kaguya surprised. Wei-kun intends to be an enemy of his concubine. Wei shook his head. No, it's not. Can Wei Yiji listen to me? Black Zetsu in his sleeve hurriedly said. Mother, don't promise him. Kaguya gave Black Zetsu a bad look. Black Zetsu no longer speaks. After all, I was only transformed by Kaguya's willpower. Now that Kaguya is recovering, it is not certain whether he can survive. Shut up obediently is the kingly way. Black Zetsu thought for a while and decided to wait and see the changes. Looking at the already quiet Black Zetsu, Kaguya said. Wei-kun, tell me. Wei nodded. I know that your purpose of coming to this planet is only to plant the sacred tree and harvest the chakra fruit. Advertisement. Kaguya nodded secretly when he heard that. Since the person opposite knows the purpose of my coming here. That means he is from an alien like me. This makes Kaguya feel more stable in his heart. Just listen to Wei continue to talk. And, I know, you are not the one in charge, right? Kaguya was a little shocked this time. Indeed, the concubine is only responsible for picking and harvesting. A smile appeared on Hui's face. In this case, it's easy to handle. Wei said slowly. Kaguya Heim, do you really want to destroy the ninja world in your heart? Kaguya is silent. After all, people in the ninja world have their own blood. Kei Yoruichi didn't know how to answer at the time. Look up at Shang Wei. If it was Wei-kun, what would it do? Wei smiled and said, naturally, we must protect the shinobi world. Kaguya frowned. However, the other tribesmen will definitely not give up. Wei brow raised. What's the fear? Kaguya chuckled softly. Like a beautiful picture scroll. I let Hashirama and the others watch it. My ancestor smiled and made his mother look pretty. It seems that Wei-kun is very confident in his own strength. Wei waved his hand. Confidence is not enough, but it's enough to deal with the Otsutsuki clan. Kaguya regained his calm. Can you prove it to my concubine? Wei smiled and said. Since Kaguya Ji wants to see it, what's the problem? Swish. I saw Kaguya's right hand aimed at Wei. Defeat the concubine body. The concubine body will listen to you from now on. If the concubine wins, please Wei-kun not to stop the concubine. Kaguya slowly pulled out Ryujin Jaka that had already been sheathed. As you wish. Chapter 183 Feng Youhui vs Otsutsuki Kaguya Ji. Advertisement. Two people stand on both sides separately. Wei holds Ryujin Jaka and points to Kaguya. Saw. Let's start, Kaguya Heim. I saw blue veins burst out of Kaguya's eyes. Byakugan. Feel the energy in Terui with Byakugan. Sure enough, it's not ordinary. After sighing, Kaguya waved his right hand. At the moment before the full moment, from the door of the Hades appeared. Wangquan Bilyongjaka. I saw Kaguya slowly open a black portal. Kaguya's figure disappeared in it. Feng Youhui on the other side has a plain expression. Wow, just hear a sound of breaking through the air. Countless powerful fists appeared behind Kongwei. Shake the sky with immortality. Offensive and defensive in one, ruthless fist. 80 God air strike. Boom. Counting that fist shadow attacked Wei. The 81 of Hado splitting void. A transparent wall rose in front of Wei. Stop all the 80 gods air strikes. What? I saw Hui's figure instantly disappeared in place. Appear in front of Kaguya. Ryujin Jaka in his hand waved down mercilessly. When? I don't know when two huge white bones appeared in Kaguya's palm. Zanpakuto who resisted Kazuo. Kaguya frowned. The power is great. Hui's arm slammed hard. It blasted Kaguya to the ground. Boom. Kaguya's body slammed into the ground. Watching the smoke billowing below, Feng Youhui did not dare to relax. I don't know when a black portal appeared behind Wei. Kaguya came out from inside. Put your palms on Hui's shoulders. Freeze. Wow. Wei suddenly felt an indescribable feeling spread all over his body. Can't move. Kaguya gently pressed her face to Hui's shoulder. Advertisement. Spit. It seems Hui's strength is not as strong as imagined. Wei turned his head, difficultly, and stared at Kaguya. It seems that Kaguya Ji is very confident. There was an indescribable smile on Hui's face. Roar. I saw Reiatsu on K's body explode. Directly shatter the power attached to the body. Kaguya hurriedly pushed aside. Wei is chasing after him. Ryujin Jaka in his hand slashed to Kaguya mercilessly. Two of you come and go. Hashirama and others were stunned. The physical skills of the two are exceptionally solid. But with a little bit of gorgeousness. At the same time, Kaguya's expression is getting more and more serious. After all, Hui's strongest skills are swordsmanship and physical skills. Even if Kaguya is the ancestor of chakra. But in terms of swordsmanship, it's no match for Wei. At this time, Kaguya took 2 steps back and withdrew from the competition circle. I saw Kaguya stretch out his right hand. In the realm of heaven. What? The figures of the two disappeared instantly. Between eyes closed and opened. Has become a magma world. Hui's eyes swept around. A smile rises from the corner of the mouth. Kaguya Heim, this world is Yuri's world to me. Kaguya frowned and realized that things were not easy. Wei did not panic as he imagined. On the contrary, his face is calm. At this moment, Black Zetsu, who hadn't spoken for a long time, finally spoke out. Mother, Feng Youhui's ability is related to fire. Kaguya heard the words and felt clear. It is because it fits with its own attributes. The man in front of me is so calm. But, so what? Kaguya finally showed her hockey side. Wei clapped his hands and applauded. As expected of Kaguya Heim. Draw Ryujin Jaka out and aim at Kaguya Ji. It's just right, after changing the world, I can do my best. Hearing this, Black Zetsu trembled. What's the meaning? Could it be that Uchiha Madara was able to kill Uchiha Madara in a second? Isn't it full? Black Zetsu is messed up. Really messy. Ignore the sluggish Black Zetsu. Hui's eyes flashed. Advertisement. Boom. The supreme Reiatsu erupts from the body. Please ask for flowers. Kaguya's body retreated involuntarily. What kind of power is this? Kaguya looked at Wei in disbelief. Just rely on the radiated energy to force yourself back. Kaguya's eyes changed, looking at Wei with solemn expression. Wei-kun, you will always bring surprises to your concubine. In this case, the concubine body will no longer be concealed. Chakra burst out of Kaguya's body. Vaguely, it actually resisted the Wei chamber under normal conditions. Wei laughed. That's right, Kaguya Heim. Be careful next. Everything in Vientiane. All ashes. Ryujin Jaka. Boom. The Reiatsu on Wei doubled in an instant. Disperse Kaguya's chakra directly. Kaguya's beautiful eyes trembled. What kind of power is this? At this moment, Hui's body is full of endless heat. The Ryujin Jaka in his hand is also burning with flames. Kaguya Heim, it's coming. What? Shunpo. Hui's body appeared in front of Kaguya instantly. Ryujin Jaka in his hand waved down mercilessly. Not good. Kaguya shouted in her heart. Wonkwon Hirazaka. Swish. A black portal opened in front of Kaguya. When Wei saw this, his body flashed. Come to the other side of Kaguya again. However, this moment of blocking has already made Kaguya relieved from his dazedness. Looking at Wei who has come by. Kaguya's long blue and white hair rushed to Wei fiercely. Rabbit hair needle. Swish. Wow. Kaguya's white hair turned into sharp thorns. Cooperating with Kaguya's Byakugan, a technique known as, absolutely hit the enemy's weakness. Wei raised his brow. Your body has been locked. There is no escape. Since you can't run, just be straight ahead. Torch. Chapter 184 Otsutsuki Kaguya Heim. The ultimate swell truth-seeking ball. Advertisement. Wei shouted. Torch. The Ryujin Jaka in his hand is burning with flames. Cut away at Kaguya's thorny white hair. Swish. Swish. The endless white hair was instantly ignited. It disappeared before my eyes in the blink of an eye. Upon seeing this, Kaguya hurriedly took back her hair. Burn it for a while, the blue and white hair will be gone. Secretly cursed with incomprehensible style, Wei is chasing after him. Ryujin Jaka raised his hand and slashed towards Kaguya. Anonymous God Mary Murder Sword Jiaolong. Roar. The flame turned into a huge flame dragon and rushed towards Kaguya Ji. Kaguya waved. 583, chakra turned into a shield to resist the fire dragon. Wei looked at this familiar trick. Raised eyebrows. This trick is familiar. That's right, Kaguya created this defensive shield based on the splitting void that Wei previously used. As expected of you, Kaguya Heim. 5 floats in the air. Looking at Kaguya Ji said. Kaguya can't care about talking to Wei at this moment. After all, I don't want to admit defeat. In the realm of heaven. Taking advantage of Hui's ridicule, Kaguya brazenly launched an attack. The figures of the two disappeared from the magma space. When it reappears, has come to the world of ice and snow. What? Wei let out a sigh of relief. Looking at everything around me with great interest. It seems that Kaguya re-switched the space according to his own attributes. But this is useless, Wei said to the empty opponent. The concubine understands. What? Kaguya's body has passed through Wonkwon Hirazaka and came behind Kaguya. Wei brow raised. It's this trick again. Advertisement. Wei-kun was wrong this time. Kala Kala. Hui's feet froze instantly. The ice cube quickly wrapped Hui's body. Make Wei unable to move. Natural integration. A smile flashed across Kaguya's beautiful face. Looking at Wei, who was frozen in front of him with satisfaction. Black Zetsu in his sleeve is poking his head out. My mother. Feng Youhui's flame temperature is very high. I'm afraid. Without waiting for Black Zetsu to finish speaking, Kaguya Ji frowned and said. Quiet, my concubine naturally knows. Sure enough, has the mind of the third son transformed by willpower changed? Kaguya thought in her heart. To be born is a metamorphosis of willpower, just obey the order. Black Zetsu repeatedly interfered with Kaguya's actions. This makes Kaguya very upset. After all, she is not the Otsutsuki Kaguya Haim who does not understand anything in the original book. In these 1,000 years, the Otsutsuki people on the moon. I also told her a lot of information. Although Otsutsuki will always complain with her about how bad the ninjas in the ninja world are. But most of the news is correct. So, for those things that Black Zetsu did secretly. Kaguya Haim is naturally clear. Kaguya curled his mouth and thought. The avatar of the concubine, shout. Kaguya stopped speaking, looking at the brightness in front of him. Taste, taste. The ice in between burst instantly. Endless flames engulfed the ice cubes. Hui's figure reappeared in front of Kaguya. Toss the icy hair. Wei smiled. Kaguya Haim, it's really cold inside. Kaguya also chuckled. Even so, Wei-kun is still unscathed. Wei shrugged. Ah, it's just a bit of ice after all. Kaguya heard the words and continued. Wei-kun, your concubine has already seen your strength. Although I don't want to say that, but Wei-kun's strength is indeed above me. Then, Kaguya Ji's eyes changed. However, my concubine won't just admit defeat like this. Advertisement. Boom. An extreme chakra burst out of Kaguya Ji. The body slowly floats in the air. Reach the sky with your right hand. Wei-kun, this is the last resort. An invisible force is wrapped around Kaguya's body. Follow Kaguya Ji's hand to gather in the air. Familiar with each other, the huge pitch black sphere greeted Hui's eyes. Wei looked at the black sphere with solemn eyes. This is. Kaguya said. This is the chaotic black sphere summoned by the concubine's body to seal the power of the sun and all things. Can annihilate all nature, return the world to nothingness. At the same time, this is also the starting point of a new space. This is the creation technique, and it is also the destruction technique. After all, there was a smile in his eyes. Look at the Wei below. Wei-kun, how about? Can you take the final trick of concubine? Of course, it's not too late if you give up now. Wei brow raised. Listen to what Kaguya Ji said, if I give up, I don't have to continue. After that, Ryujin Jaka in Hujong's hand pointed directly at the chaos ball. Taga verbally Veru, but, I refuse. Kaguya Haim, you showed me such an interesting move. I also let you see something you haven't seen before. A hint of surprise flashed in Kaguya's eyes. Wei 5.3 Kun, what do you mean? Boom. Wei did not answer. Reiatsu on my body is fully open. Yes, you heard me right. All, open, boom. The whole world of ice and snow began to shake wildly. It seems that I can't bear Hui's power. Kaguya's body began to tremble. As the ancestor of chakra, Kaguya is completely blank at this moment. What kind of power is this? With horror in his eyes, I looked at Wei below. Just listen to an indifferent voice spreading throughout the audience. Bankai. Confire is 2 knife. Chapter 185 Kaguya Haim defeated. The last enemy showed his pony tail. Advertisement. Falling with Hui's voice. Everything in the world is gone. Everything in the ice world began to melt quickly. It turns into a scorching hell in an instant. What? Wei exhales a foul breath. Kaguya in the void feels Reiatsu on Kaguya at this moment. Can't help swallowing because of saliva. This is the real strength of Wei-kun. Wei at the bottom waved his knife gently. Can Huo Tai Dao Shi can sun prison clothes. Boom. The Reiatsu on Kei's body instantly turned into a high-temperature flame of 15 million degrees. It's as if the batch is wrapped in a blazing sun. Covering the body and the blade. Wei looked up at Kaguya, who was already scared in the sky. The corners of the mouth rise. Kaguya Haim, come on, let me see your true power. Boom. After all, the flames on Wei seemed to want 12 to burn the sky through. Kaguya Ji settled down. An endless chakra burst out of his body. Crazy pouring into the chaos ball above your head. Wei-kun. This is the end. Expand truth-seeking ball. After Kaguya Ji said, she dragged the right hand of the chaos ball and swung it down. Boom rumbling. The ball of chaos above his head made low and deep sounds. Fly towards Wei swiftly. Wei clasped Ryujin Jaka with his right hand. Good coming. Canfire Taito. Eastern Sunburst Blade. What? The endless flames contained in Ryujin Jaka are all concentrated on the tip of the knife. Cut lightly towards the chaos ball. Wherever I go, all objects are erased. Erased in the true sense. The collision between the two did not cause any explosions. Ryujin Jaka is like a normal slash. Boom. The chaos ball was actually ignited. Advertisement. Wow, just a moment. The chaos ball disappeared without a trace. Kaguya Ji's chest in the air keeps rising and falling. What a powerful force. Hui's figure appeared in front of Kaguya. Wrapped in flames, looking at Kaguya Ji with plain eyes. Kaguya, you lost. Fear flashed in Kaguya's eyes. In the end it seemed to be discouraged. Ah, my concubine lost. Wei-kun. Your terms, I promised. Wei heard this and relieved Bankai. Ryujin Jaka is back in the sheath. But there is still a small problem that needs to be solved. Wei raised his brows. He has guessed what the little problem is. Wow. In between, Black Zetsu ran out of Kaguya-hime's cuffs like crazy. Kaguya faces Black Zetsu with his right hand, and shakes the void. Certainly, Black Zetsu's body was instantly frozen in the air. Slowly drifting back in front of Kaguya Ji. Black Zetsu's face is full of fear. My mother, please don't kill me. Kaguya Ji's angry face. Black Zetsu, why are you betraying me? I never betrayed my mother. I do not have it. Boom. Kaguya Ji is not nonsense. An 80 divine air strike hit Black Zetsu directly. Ming wow. Black Zetsu spit out a black sticky substance. A trace of contempt flashed in Kaguya Ji's eyes. Since you said you didn't betray me, what is this? Black Zetsu looked at the black matter on the ground. Fell silent for a while. Kaguya Ji continued. Why? Obviously your mission is to lift my seal. Advertisement. Hearing this, Black Zetsu had a hideous expression on his hollow face. Remove the seal. Otsutsuki Kaguya. When you created me, did you ever want to give me an official identity? Otsutsuki Hagoromo. Otsutsuki Hamura. When you created them, you worked so hard. And me, it's just an incarnation of willpower that you created casually when you were sealed. Black Zetsu pointed at himself. Otsutsuki Kaguya. I just don't have a name. I don't even have a face to show people. Wei at the side finally understood. This stepping on a horse is because he is ugly, so he rebelled. Kaguya Ji is speechless for a while. Just listen to Black Zetsu continue to talk. But that adult is different. Admiration appeared on Black Zetsu's face. That lord, he promised to help me create a body. Furthermore, if 583 follows that adult, I will be able to leave the ninja world. Back to the universe. Kaguya Ji listened to Black Zetsu's words. The anger on the face is beyond words. Black Zetsu, I created you with my own hands. The result is because of this emptiness and ethereal thing. You dare to betray me. After all, Kaguya shook his right hand fiercely. Black Zetsu's body was squeezed together in an instant. Black Zetsu's big pain. Otsutsuki Kaguya. Feng Youhui. You will definitely fail. That lord is invincible. Puff. Accompanied by the screams of Black Zetsu. Black Zetsu turned into nothingness and disappeared in the air. Kaguya Ji soothes her emotions. Looking back at Shang Wei. Wei-kun. It's a concubine who is not strictly disciplined. Wei waved his hand. Well, it's okay, but. Wei looked at the beauty of Kaguya Ji. So you just created them. Chapter 186 The World of Infinite Tsukuyomi is lifted. Advertisement. Kaguya Ji heard this and didn't react for a while. Afterwards, Kaguya Ji was taken aback for a moment, a flush of rosy flashed across her face. Looked at Wei with some irritation. Wei-kun, it turns out that he is such a person. Wei shrugged. Let's go, Kaguya, back to the ninja world. Kaguya nodded and waved his right hand. The figures of the two disappeared in the world of ice and snow. On the battlefield, the three of Hashirama anxiously await Hui's appearance. The three also tried to put everyone on the sacred tree down. However, the defense mechanism of the sacred tree itself. So that the three of them can't get close at all. Can only wait silently under the sacred tree. Finally, with two, shuffle, grins. The figures of Teru and Kaguya appear in front of the three again. Wei, are you okay? Shuamao hurriedly came to Hui's side and asked. Wei waved his hand. Well, Uncle Shuamao, I'm fine. After all, continue to talk to the three. Kaguya Ji has reached a consensus with me. We'll terminate the Infinite Tsukuyomi project. The three of them finally let go of their tight hearts. Afterwards, Wei smiled and looked at Kaguya Ji. Kaguya, leave it to you. Kaguya nodded coldly. Gently stroke the sacred tree with your right hand. Infinite Tsukuyomi solution. The sacred tree uploads bursts of chakra. That is the chakra of everyone that the sacred tree has collected. Wei looked at Kaguya Ji and asked. Kaguya, dismissed Infinite Tsukuyomi, will your strength be affected? Kaguya Ji chuckled. Wei-kun can still think of the concubine body. My concubine is very grateful. However, it will not affect. Wei nodded and motioned to Kaguya Ji to continue. I don't see the seal of Kaguya Ji's hand either. Just patted the sacred tree with his right hand. The branches of the sacred tree began to loosen. The people of the ninja army also fell on the ground one by one. Although Kaguya Ji didn't have the seal, but Kui keenly felt that Kaguya Ji's chakra had changed significantly. The same effect as the ninjas after the seal. Wei thought. It seems that this is the talent of the Otsutsuki clan. Advertisement. In the previous battle between the two, Kaguya Ji did not have a seal from beginning to end. Ninjutsu seems to be a part of itself. One idea can be displayed. The people of the ninja army fell on the ground. Light began to gradually appear in the godless eyes. This is, where? Didn't I already become a big name? Countless ninjas have awakened, but everything in infinite Tsukuyomi is too realistic. The people of the Ninja United Army couldn't distinguish between reality and illusion for a while. The shadows quickly reflected. This is the Fourth Ninja World War. Minato finally remembered reality, hurriedly looked around. Found that both Zuoming and Kushina are fine. Relieved. Looking at Wei not far away. Body shape flashed. I came to Wei in an instant. Xiaohui, you won Uchiha Madara. Ah, I won. After Minato's reminder, Wei just remembered that Kaguya Hime at this moment was awakened by Uchiha Madara. Look at Kaguya Hime. Kaguya Ji said. Wei-kun, the concubine's body is still on the moon. Wei nodded. When things are over here, I will accompany you to the moon. Kaguya smiled on her face and nodded gently. Only then did Minato discover Kaguya Hime next to K. I was too anxious before. In addition, Kaguya Ji herself uses celestial art, causing Minato to subconsciously ignore. Minato quietly came to Hashirama's side. Who is that woman? Hashirama gave Minato a glance. That's your ancestor. Minato. Hey, why are you still swearing? Looking at Hashirama's expression that doesn't seem to be fake. Minato swallowed, and the corners of his mouth twitched. Hey, won't it? Tobarama on the side said. What can't it? She is indeed your ancestor. Minato. Advertisement. I always feel like you are scolding me. No longer paying attention to the two, Minato returned to the Ninja United Army, helping everyone to return to the real world. After a rush, the shadows of the 5 hidden villages finally figured out the idea of the Ninja Coalition Army. The 5 came to Hui's side. Needless to say, Onoki already belongs to Hui's servant. The changes in Reikage surprised everyone. After all, the existence of the village was wiped out. Reikage looked at Wei and slowly said. Feng Youhui, it's really an honor to have you in the ninja world. Wei brow raised. It's better to fight less in the future. Reikage's mouth twitches. Just kidding and fighting. I'm afraid you haven't seen Feng Youhui with full firepower, right? Look at this battlefield. The still cracked land and the dry river. Is it something that humans can do? Reikage thought for a while. If there will be wars in the future, Feng Youhui went directly to destroy the country. I couldn't help but shudder. Can't provoke. The 3 of Tsunade also came to Wei, asking if there is any injury on Wei's body. Wei comforted the 3 of them. When a few people are chatting, Kaguya Ji came to Wei Jun's side. The expression of the 3 girls Li Qinhao is quite wonderful. Through Hui's explanation, the 3 already knew that the beauty in front of them was the ultimate boss. But is Hui's charm so great? In the end, the boss can kidnap home. Wei said that the 3 of you think too much. Kaguya said softly. Wei-kun, there is currently no place to live in my concubine. Shi Yan raised her brows, looking at Wei, as if to say more. Look, you still said you don't know how to tease girls. Wei, an awkward cough. If Kaguya Ji doesn't mind, please live with me for the time being. Kaguya Ji nodded, stood quietly and stopped talking. Seeing that the overall situation has been determined, the 3 Shians also joined the ranks of the medical class to help other ninjas. Chapter 187 Hero Feng Youhui. Advertisement. Kaguya watched the 3 people disappear. Speak to Wei. It seems that Wei-kun is also a sentimental and righteous person. Wei, Kaguya, the old yin and yang person. No longer pay attention to Kaguya. Wei took Kaguya to the large tent just built. The 2 sat on the grass outside the tent, looking at the joyful, excited, and sad ninja army in the distance. Wei-kun, you think I turned a ninja into a chakra fruit? Is it wrong? Wei thought for a moment. From your perspective, there is nothing wrong with it. After all, you are also trying to prevent foreign enemies. Kaguya sits quietly beside Wei. But why don't Hamura and the others understand? Wei shrugged. You can never tell your thoughts to someone who has not experienced the same. When Kaguya heard the words, his body trembled. Silent for a moment. There is a smile on his face. Gaze at Wei. Wei-kun, thank you. Wei waved his hand. Well 583, don't be so polite. Oh, what if I agree with my body? Wei stared at Kaguya Ji with dead eyes. Hey, when did Kaguya Ji learn to joke? Kaguya covered her mouth and chuckled, then turned and looked at the blue sky. Concubine body hasn't seen the sky for a long time. Wei also looked up at the sky. Let's see more later. In the distance, Shion looks at Wei and Kaguya Ji. Said to Tsunade on the side. Sister Tsunade, don't you have any ideas? Tsunade heard this and looked at Shi Yan suspiciously. What idea? Shion grabbed Tsunade's hand. Wei-kun. Tsunade smiled. What can I think? Turning to look at Xiong Wei. As long as you have me in your heart, isn't it enough? This is what you told me. With that, he knocked on Shion's forehead. Don't think so much. Hurry up and help me heal the ninja. Shi Yan covered her forehead and pouted her mouth. Advertisement. I see, Sister Tsunade. With everyone's hustle and bustle. Finally treated all the injured ninjas. The ninja army came to Wei spontaneously. Bow deeply to Wei. Thank Master Wei. Thank Master Wei. Master Wei is the best. Long live Master Wei. Listening to the loud shouts of the ninjas, a smile appeared at the corner of Hui's mouth. It seems not bad to live a life again and become a hero. System. What? With a few cracks in the air. Uchiha Itachi, Uchiha Shisui, Sasuke, Naruto, Kakashi. My best friends, family, come to my side. Wei-kun, you did it. Xiaohui, good job, brother Wei, so strong. Wei, good job. Everyone surrounds Wei. Minato patted Hui's shoulder. Wei turned around and looked at Minato suspiciously. I saw Minato smiling. Xiaohui, have a few words with everyone. Now you are a hero. Wei looked at the people of the Ninja Union army below. Muttered, a hero. Smile at the corner of the mouth. It seems not bad too. Wei coughed gently, speaking to the people below. Everyone, we won. Long live Master Wei. Master Wei is the strongest. Ninja BCFD person. It's just a short sentence, but it makes everyone scream. After all, strictly speaking, Wei saved the ninja world. With the collapse of the sacred tree, the Fourth Ninja War finally came to an end. All the shadows bid farewell to Wei one by one. The ninjas who led their hidden villages left. They really need to rest. Looking at the people who left, Mifune came to Hui's side. Advertisement. Xiaohui, good job. Wei brow raised. Old man, don't say anything to let me go back and inherit the Iron Kingdom now. Mifune smiled upon hearing this. I won't say any more. Wei looked at Mifune in surprise. Mifune stared into the distance and continued. Xiaohui, since this battle, I have known that my previous thinking was wrong. The country of iron can't satisfy you, and Konoha can't satisfy you, even. The entire ninja world can't satisfy you. Mifune turned around and looked at Wei. No one can control your thoughts, so I gave up. Wei shrugged. Well, it's not a bad thing to give up occasionally. Mifune smiled. I will often come to the Iron Country in the future, and the old man will also leave. Old man should pay attention to rest. Mifune waved her hand and left. The ninja on the battlefield is almost gone. Only Konoha's ninja has not left yet. Konoha's ninjas, including Minato, stood quietly behind K. Wei looked back at everyone. Let's go home too. Go home. Konoha's ninjas were equally excited. Able to survive this epic war. I'm exhausted. Everyone naturally hopes to return to the village early. After a day, everyone dragged their tired bodies and finally came to Konoha's gate. At the moment, the door is full of villagers. Wei looked at Minato suspiciously. Minato scratched his head. Anyo, I told Anbu in the village through summoning technique before that we are coming back. Wei nodded. The villagers looked at the ninjas and spontaneously gave way for the ninjas to pass. Long live Master Wei. I don't know who yelled. The villagers collectively reacted. Master Wei, hero. Long live. Feel the enthusiasm of the villagers. Hui's face is always smiling. This is Naruto. With an order from Minato. The ninjas finally left. Wei also took Xian and others back to his home. Chapter 188. The enemy seems to be coming out. Advertisement. Entering the house, Wei greatly stretched out. Ah, it's still comfortable at home. Xian and others gave him a big byakugan. The three women lead Kaguya Ji to the sofa and sit down. As the courageous Tsunade, I don't know what to call Kaguya at this moment. Kaguya smiled. My concubine's name is Otsutsuki Kaguya, just call me Kaguya. Tsunade nodded. Kaguya, you will live here from now on. There are vacant rooms on the second floor, let Konan lead you up in a while. After all, pointed to Konan. This is Konan. This is Azuki Xian. I'm Senju Tsunade. Kaguya heard the words and politely nodded to the three of them. The four soon had the topic. Even if the four have just met. Wei lay under the eaves in the backyard. Close your eyes and feel the hard-won silence. Patter. Kaguya's figure appeared beside Wei. Why don't you go chatting? Wei closed his eyes and asked. Kaguya models sit down. The concubine seems to kill the sky. Oh, what did you say? I am your ancestor. Wei, sister, you are not chatting to death. You don't want to chat anymore, right? Wei opened his eyes and looked at Kaguya. This sentence, don't say it in the future. I can't tell anyone. A gleam of light flashes in Kaguya's beautiful eyes. Wei-kun has started to discipline his concubines now. Hui's mouth twitched. Hey, don't you need to discipline or something? Kaguya covered her mouth and smiled. Wei-kun is really nonchalant. Wei, in a few days, we will go to the moon. Kaguya listened to Wei and started talking about business. The expression has become much more normal. Nodded and said. Wei-kun, descendant of Otsutsuki on the moon. Wei brow raised. What's wrong? Kaguya Ji shook his head. Wei-kun is so powerful, you don't need to subdue your subordinates if you want to. Wei thought for a moment. Advertisement. It seems that there is no harm in conquering it. After all, Reiatsu Cave is still short of people. Well, let's watch it then. Night falls. Shi Yan and others are still chirping preparing dinner. Looking at Wei coming out of the backyard, Tsunade said. Wei, Kakashi will come over at night. Big brother is coming, then come over. Anyway, Big brother is a single man. It's just a pair of chopsticks. Tsunade opened his mouth when he heard the words, and finally closed his mouth. There is a hint of molesting in his eyes, looking at Wei. In the evening, Wei looked at the bunch of people in front of Wujuju. Itachi, Kakashi, Shisui, Sasuke, Naruto, Jiraiya, Orochimaru. Asuma, Sarutobi Hiruzen, Minato, Kushina, Fugaku, Makoto. And Zuo Ming's 12 Xiaoqiang in the same period. There are even Senju Hashirama, Senju Tobarama, and Hatake Sakumo who have not lifted Impure World Reincarnation. Wei touched Tsunade's sleeve, and the corners of his mouth twitched. Hey, didn't you say that it's only my eldest brother? Tsunade shrugged. I didn't finish talking at the time. Then why don't you say? Tsunade laughed. Because you interrupted me. Then imitator Hui's tone. It's just a pair of chopsticks. A drop of cold sweat left on Hui's forehead. Speaking of gritted teeth. I will pack you tonight. Looking at the group of people in front of me. Wei took a breath. Well, come on here. Everyone happily ate dinner. It is worth mentioning that Impure World Reincarnation's body can also get drunk. After dinner, the three of Hashirama bid farewell to everyone. Dragging a drunk body to relieve Impure World Reincarnation. Originally, Wei planned to keep 3 people. Later Orochimaru told him. The 3 can come by themselves at any time, Impure World Reincarnation. The black line between Hui's forehead never goes down. I resurrect myself. Send the drunk people away one by one. Wei wiped away sweat that didn't exist on his face. Dinner parties are really tired. Shi Yan rubbed Hui's shoulder gently. Wei-kun, it's really hard for you. For flowers. Then treat me better. Advertisement. What Shi Yan Fu Wei said. Hui's eyes shone instantly. What you said is true. Shi Yan nodded shyly. Wei smiled. Good night. Have to omit the author of thousands of words kun. The next morning, Wei looked at the few people beside him. Come to the backyard refreshed. Carrying out thunderous training. After finishing the swordsmanship training, Wei came to the living room. Kaguya Ji had already sat there early. Yeah, Kaguya Ji wakes up so early. Kaguya Ji stared at Wei with a bitter face. Yes, after all, my concubine slept well last night. Anyone can hear Kaguya gritting teeth. Wei scratched his head awkwardly. Ahahaha, what would Kaguya Ji want to eat? I'll make it for you. Wei changed the subject abruptly. Kaguya Ji sighed helplessly. Wei-kun, what do you want to eat? Let me do it. Wei thumbs up. That's great. After all, Wei slipped away. After washing, the two of Wei finished their breakfast. Wei came to his office in the Anbu building. After all, there are still a lot of things to deal with after the war. An Anbu's figure appeared in front of Hyde. Master Wei, there is a more respectful voice than before. Wei looked up. Oh, it's Sunny, what's the matter? Ching nodded. Master Wei, while you were away, someone tried to sneak into Konoha secretly. But it was stopped by the enchantment group you set. Wei brow raised. What does it look like? Have you seen it clearly? Master Wei, his subordinates only looked at it roughly. This person is wearing a white robe. He seems to have a black tattoo. Hui's heart is clear. He seems to be right. After telling Ching to pay close attention to all the abnormal things in Konoha, Wei will finish all the other things to be dealt with. Step to the Minato office. Chapter 189 Go to the moon. Advertisement. Come to the Minato office. At this time, Minato and Kakashi are correcting documents. Minato stopped the pen in his hand and helped his eyes. Looking at Wei with a smile. Ah, it's Xiaohui, right after the battle is over, can't you be idle? Wei waved his hand. I would rather have less war. Then you came here. Single quote. Minato asked suspiciously. Wei played with the paper umbrella in his hand. Uncle Minato, the matter of the Otsutsuki clan is not over yet. In a few days, I'm going out of the village. Minato frowned. It's not over yet. Then where are you going? Wei shrugged. Speak out, you may not believe it, I'm going to the moon. Minato. 583, Kakashi. Can you pull a little bit more? Wei looked at the two people who obviously didn't believe him. Tell them about Kaguya Ji. Minato and Kakashi just realized. Minato looked at Wei with scorn. Xiaohui, after everything is done, you must pay attention to your body. Wei. At this time, Kakashi asked. Do you need our help with Otsutsuki? After all, Kaguya, who belongs to the Otsutsuki clan, almost broke the ninja world. If another Otsutsuki comes out, Shinobi is crazy. Wei shrugged. Well, I don't need it for the time being. After I find out. If there is a need, I will tell you. Minato nodded when they heard this. Xiaohui, although your strength is very strong now. But don't be aggressive, there are our family members behind you. Wei looked at Minato's serious expression and nodded. I see, Uncle Minato. After explaining the matter, Wei returned home. For several days, Wei stayed at home. Although I am thanked by countless people every day. Some even came to Konoha not far away. Just to see the glory. Wei ignored it, stayed at home with a few people and spent a few days quietly. Finally one morning, Wei wears a jet black kimono. Advertisement. Tie the long hair into a ponytail and comb it behind you. With bells tied around his waist. There is a wooden exhibition under my feet. Holding a white paper umbrella. After bidding farewell to everyone. Leaving the village with Kaguya Ji. Way based on the memory of previous lives. After walking for 2 days. Finally found the location of the cave to the moon. The two pass through the anti-gravity cave. When it reappears. The end of this time has been reached. Moon. What? The two voices appeared on the surface of the moon. Wei looked around. This is the moon of Naruto world. It's unreasonable to breathe when riding a horse. Kaguya Ji walked in one direction next to him. Wei-kun, go here. Wei shook his head. Throw this idea out. Holding a paper umbrella to keep up with Kaguya Ji. Not long after, Wei saw a town. This is the descendant of Otsutsuki on the moon, right? Kaguya Ji unceremoniously bought into the town. Wei looked at this moon city curiously. Leaned towards the buildings of the ancient period. In the center is a huge sculpture. What makes Wei even more curious is that I didn't see a Otsutsuki tribe along the way. Wei looked at Wei Jun Yeji suspiciously, and asked. Where are the Otsutsuki people here? Kaguya Ji chuckled. At this time, they should be there. The jade finger points to the huge sculpture in the center of the town. The two quickly came to the huge sculpture. Standing not far away. Looking at the figures, Otsutsuki people kneel down and worship. Wei brow raised. Are they worshipping you? Kaguya Ji nodded. Since they were driven to the moon. Worship is held every day. Wei darkly nodded, expressing understanding. At this moment, the sacrifice led by the Otsutsuki tribe seemed to have discovered these two foreigners. You too. Who are you? Advertisement. The words of the sacrifice attracted the eyes of countless Otsutsuki people. What? Suddenly, countless pairs of Byakugan looked at them together. The priest walked quickly in front of the two. Look at Wei, then look at Kaguya Ji. Wait, why is this woman so familiar? The sacrifice seems to remember something. Looking back at the huge sculpture. Look at Kaguya Haim again. The body trembled, knelt down in a hurry. Dear Otsutsuki Kaguya Haim. Sacrifice of the Otsutsuki clan, Otsutsuki, I would like to say hello to you. Nani? What? Quote. This is Otsutsuki Kaguya Haim. The priest turned his head and looked at the Otsutsuki clan, who was still stupid. Angrily speaking. What are you doing? I've met Kaguya-sama and won't kneel down. The people of the tribe came to their senses. Kneel on the ground in a hurry. Kaguya Ji walked to the stage with a cold face. Look at the Otsutsuki people below. Jade lips. People of Otsutsuki, I came back this time to get my body back. However, doing so may ruin the home you are waiting to survive now. So, starting from tomorrow, you will go to the ninja world to live. Everyone was surprised when they heard this. But no one refuted. Seems to be very obedient. The sacrifice stood up and respectfully said. Master Kaguya, you arranged for us to go to the ninja world. We have no objection to 5.3, just. Kaguya frowned. Just say anything. The sacrificial body trembled and hurriedly said. Master Wie, please calm down your anger. It's just that we don't have a place to live in ninja world. What do you think should be done? Kaguya's frowning brows loosened, pointing at Wei of the salted fish aside. This is Feng Youhui, I must have heard of you too. Go to the ninja world this time, you all listen to him. Everyone trembled again. The name Feng Youhui, the former patriarch Otsutsuki Wush has mentioned many times. This is the first time I have seen a real person. Everyone has no objection to Kaguya's arrangement. Bowed respectfully to Wei. Chapter 190. The method to lift Kaguya Haim's seal is unexpected. Advertisement. Kaguya Ji looked at the people below, acting obediently. Big hand wave. Let everyone go to pack things. Set off now. Afterwards, Kaguya Ji brought Wei along the huge sculpture to a door. Wei looked at the extremely tall door in front of him. Let out a sigh. Esha, this door is really big. Kaguya Ji smiled. These were built by the descendants of the Otsutsuki clan on the moon. Wei nodded. These people have something. Kaguya Ji came to the door. Chakra is condensed in the right hand. Put it on the door. Flavor. Just listen to the mechanical sound coming from the gate. Boom rumbling. With a sound, the door opened from the middle. Kaguya Ji did not hesitate, and stepped into it. Wei naturally followed closely. Through the long hole in the ground. Finally stopped in front of a huge black sphere. It is the core part of planetary devastation. Wei smacking. Otsutsuki Hamura and the power of Ha-12 villages. Kaguya Ji frowned when hearing the names of the two. Let out a cold snort. The concubine really doesn't understand what they think. Can't you just talk to me? Am I fierce? Wei. Maybe this is the generation gap. There is an unspeakable feeling in Kaguya Ji's eyes. Wei coughed and concealed his embarrassment. Looking at the black sphere in front of you. Anyo, where is your body? Kaguya Ji looked away from Kaguya. Look at the black sphere. It's inside this. Wei brow raised. What do I need to do? The reason why Wei asked like this is actually very simple. My strength is too strong. In case Kaguya Ji's body is destroyed along with the black sphere. Then the gain is not worth the loss. Kaguya Ji shook his head. It's not that troublesome, as long as you can pass through the black sphere. You can lift the seal by grabbing my body. Advertisement. So simple. Wei asked in surprise. Kaguya Ji nodded. It's not easy. After all, it's a seal set by the two of them personally. The average person can't pass it on at all. Then, Kaguya pointed to his current body. The current body of my concubine body cannot touch the black sphere. After all, I also tried it out. As a result, the hand penetrated the sphere like this. Thinking in Hui's heart, it seems that Yui guy did some tricks. Speaking of which, the two of them haven't shown up yet. Get rid of the thoughts. Wei said to Kaguya Ji. I understand the general situation. First arrange the Otsutsuki people. Then I will help you get your body back. Kaguya Ji looked at Wei. Wei-kun, why are you so good to me? Wei shrugged. Well, maybe, because you are beautiful. Okay, no kidding, I'll settle down with your people first, and come back later. After all, Wei left here. Kaguya Ji stood alone beside the black sphere. Because I am pretty. Kaguya Ji's cheeks flashed a trace of crimson. Throwing away the messy thoughts, turned around and returned to the ground. Wei held a paper umbrella and came to the passage between the moon and the world of shinobi. Looking at the packed Otsutsuki clan behind him. Speaking to the sacrifice. Are you all ready? Speaking respectfully. Master Wei, everyone is ready. Wei nodded. Then let's go. Wow, swish. Take a number of Otsutsuki people through the passage. Back in the ninja world. As soon as it landed, the Otsutsuki people looked at everything around them curiously. It's like Wei who has just arrived on the moon. Full of curiosity about everything. Wei clapped his hands. Draw everyone's attention to him. Everyone, there will be time to watch in the future. Now I will take you to a place. Yes, follow Master Hui's instructions. Wei expressed his satisfaction with the execution ability of the Otsutsuki people. Throw a summoning scroll casually. Boom. Advertisement. As the white smoke dissipated, Orochimaru, holding a test tube in his hand, appeared in front of Kei's eyes. Master Wei. Orochimaru looked at Wei faintly. After all, the experiment is about to succeed. In the end, summoning came over. But it's still the summoning scroll that Orochimaru's special edition can't reject. However, soon, Orochimaru's attention was attracted by the people behind Wei. Byakugan gown jade gown, white hair. Looked at Wei in a hurry. Master Wei, these. Wei nodded. Yes, they are descendants of the Otsutsuki clan. Is it an experimental subject? Two people speak at the same time. Group. Orochimaru. As soon as Tenten knows the subject. Toru hurriedly pulled Orochimaru to the side. I will arrange for these 600 people to live in Reiatsu cave. Orochimaru was stunned for a moment, and then he understood what Wei meant. Sure enough, it was the subject given to me. Master Wei is high. Wei, although I don't know what you are thinking, it must be something bad. Wei continued. Orochimaru, you can ask these people to help you organize Reiatsu cave. But I can't move for the time being, do you understand? Orochimaru's eyes turned. For now, then nodded. Master Wei, I understand. Wei nodded. Said to the sacrificial house. Orochimaru will take you to a new place to live. Temporary residence. I will arrange a better place for you in the future. The sacrifice hurriedly waved. Master Wei, we are already satisfied with a place to live. Wei sighs. It's really a group of useful tool people. Then, after watching Orochimaru send all the people away, Wei returned to the moon. What? Hui's figure appeared beside Kaguya Ji. Kaguya Haim, it's arranged. Next. Wei looked at the huge sculpture in front of him. It's time to get your body back. Chapter 191. The full version of Kaguya Haim is back. Advertisement. The two went back to the bottom of the earth together. Looking at the black sphere in front of you, Wei said to Kaguya Ji. Don't you need to stay away? Kaguya Ji shook her head. Then I will start. After all, Hui's right hand stretched out towards the black sphere. Thorn. Thorn. Suddenly, countless currents flashed on the black sphere. The black electric current crawls on Hui's body through Hui's right hand. There was a worry in Kaguya Ji's eyes. Wei seems to be okay. The right hand continued to reach forward, and finally hit the black sphere. At this moment, the ground began to shake. The endless repulsive force suddenly emanated from the black sphere. Woolen cloth. The repulsive force hit Hui's body. Genryūsai also took a few steps back. The chakra on Kaguya Ji's body resisted the repulsion. Looking at the Wei in front of you, Hui's expression is still plain. The right hand finally passed through the black sphere. At this time, the endless repulsion disappeared. The black electric current also disappears. Everything is quiet and terrible, like the tranquility before the storm. Wei fumbled in the sphere with his right hand. I can't touch Kaguya's body. Kaguya Haim, are you sure you are here? Kaguya Ji nodded. The concubine is sure. Hearing this, Wei no longer asks. The right hand fumbled back and forth inside. Finally, a gentle feeling came from the hand. Soft, the body is right. A smile rises from the corner of Hui's mouth. Kaguya Haim, caught it. Kaguya Ji has an expression of joy on his face. Wei-kun, please. Wei nodded, holding Kaguya's body tightly with his right hand. However, I always feel that something is not right. Because it's so big. Wei looked at Kaguya who was anxious beside him. Smiled awkwardly. Anyo, Kaguya Haim, don't be angry when you come out soon, ah. Kaguya Ji frowned upon hearing this. Wei-kun, thank you for shooting you too late, why are you angry? Wei's strengths breathed out. Advertisement. That's good, that's good. Kaguya Hime is ready and will be caught right away. Kaguya Ji heard that the chakra on her body turned in a completely different way. Wei Jian Kaguya Ji is fully prepared. Then the right hand slammed hard. Boom. Kaguya Hime's body was grabbed out of the black sphere. Kaguya Ji looked at the part Wei was holding, her face flushed. Then he settled his mind. Return your consciousness completely. I saw Hui's eyes slowly closed. The body instantly turned into Uchiha Madara's body. It's just that Madara is on the verge of death. Madara opened her mouth. It still failed. Wei watched Madara slowly and said. Ah, it failed, uncle. Why did it fail? Wei Si thought about it. Maybe, because you are too stupid. Madara was stunned when he heard the words, and chuckled slightly. Feng Youhui, kill me, I'm tired. Wei nodded. Didn't mean to keep him. Hado number 54 Abolition of inflammation. Boom. Purple-white flames burned Uchiha Madara's body to ashes. On the other side, the eyes on Kaguya Ji's beautiful face slowly opened. Smile at the corner of the mouth. The concubine body can feel the existence of the body again. Kaguya Ji happily said to Wei. Wei covers his eyes. Aki, Kaguya Ji, although she is happy when she wakes up. But please put on your clothes first. Kaguya was stunned for a moment. Looking down at my body, I was naked. His face turned red. Hurriedly put on the clothes prepared early. Kaguya Hime felt the pain coming from somewhere in her body. Speaking defiantly. Wei-kun, really powerful. Wei naturally knows what he did. Scratched his head awkwardly. Kaguya Ji did not ask. At this time, the black sphere began to expand. Surrounding rocks began to crack. The ground began to shake violently. Kaguya Hime, let's leave, too. Before Wei finished speaking, he looked at Kaguya Hime. At this moment, Kaguya Ji can't control her body. Advertisement. I want to come as the reason for the just recovery. The function of the body has not been fully awakened. Wei hugged Kaguya Ji. The princess hugs her. An exclamation came from Kaguya Ji's mouth. Wei-kun, you, quote dot. Okay, don't talk, leave here and talk again. Shining in the direction of the channel. What? Shunpo, take Kaguya Ji and leave the ground. When I came to the ground, everything around me began to collapse. Rapid contraction. Wei led Kaguya Ji hurriedly to the passage. Through the passage, the moon behind him has shrunk to the smallest extent. Then boom. An explosion. The moon is gone. Boom. The two came out of the passage. Wei holds Kaguya Ji. Looking up at the moon in the sky. Even so far away. Can still see the explosion of the moon clearly. Wei, it's really spectacular. Kaguya Ji said weakly at the moment. Wei-kun, please let me down first. Wei only then realized, I'm still holding Kaguya Ji. Hurriedly put Kaguya Ji on the ground. Watching Kaguya Ji's flushed cheeks. Can the kings walk now? Kaguya Ji tried it and staggered 2 steps. Shook his head at Wei. Wei shrugged. Well, don't worry anyway, let's go back slowly. After all, squat down in front of Kaguya Ji. Come up. What? Come up, I'll carry you on my back. Kaguya Ji hesitated. Teru holds Kaguya Ji's slender legs. Put Kaguya Ji directly on her back. Kaguya Ji exclaimed again. Okay, let's go. After that, Teru walked towards Konoha with Kaguya Hime on his back. Wei-kun Otsutsuki people and them. Ah, I will let them go back to live in Konoha after a while. Yeah, then please help Wei-kun. Hey, you're welcome, whoever we two will tie with whom. P.S. Ask for flow chapter 192. The men of the Otsutsuki clan woke up. Advertisement. Just as Kei and Kaguya Hime walked back to Konoha. At the same time, in a mysterious space, an old man opened his eyes. A pair of Rinnegan exudes light. Mother, I was rescued anyway. It seems that it's time to meet him. The old man looks into the distance. Feng Youhui. The body dissipated in the mysterious space. At the same time, in the ninja world, the remote land of craftsmen. A man opened his eyes. Amazingly, it is also a pair of Rinnegan. The man tried to move his body. It seems that something is still holding him. The man snorted. Otsutsuki Kaguya. Thanks to the black. Hold on, I can go out soon. I must kill you. Angry voices filled the entire underground space. The words are divided into 2 ends. Kaguya walked for 2 days with Kaguya Hime on his back, and finally came to Konoha Gate. Along the way, Kaguya Ji felt the warmth behind Wei. Kaguya Hime, it's 600, won't you come down? Kaguya's voice came into Kaguya Ji's ears. Kaguya Ji blushed from his back. Actually, Kaguya Hime was able to walk 2 days ago. But don't know why, she wanted to lie on Hui's back for a while. Just lie down for 2 days. The two returned to Konoha side by side. After letting Kaguya Ji go home, Wei came to Minato's office. At the moment in the office, Minato and Kakashi have big heads. The spread of this war is too great. Minato and Kakashi since the day Kei left. Never left the office. Keep counting. Wei sat on the sofa. Looking at the 2 people struggling to write. Can't help feeling. Don't be Hokage even if you die. Minato smiled when he heard this. Xiaohui, don't be so resistant to Hokage. Advertisement. Look, Hokage has many privileges. Wei cast a glance at Minato. For example, peeping into a female bathhouse. Minato's mouth twitches. Hey, I am not the third BCFD generation. How can there be any privileges? Minato said with a smile. Look, you can read the Book of Seals, for example. I don't have chakra. Minato thought for a moment. Also, for example, there are a lot of subordinates. Uncle, I'm Minister Anbu. Minato. Wei brow raised. Anything else? Minato was silent, and Kakashi on the side whispered. There is also a peeping female bath. Minato. Wei. I made a big thumb at Kakashi. Sure enough, Big Brother is the most suitable person to be Hokage. Minato rubbed his temples helplessly. Xiaohui, you must be Hokage in the future. Wei shook his head. I won't, whoever loves to be whoever is. Minato only feels a sudden burst of trigeminal nerve. Took the lead to give up on this topic. Otherwise, if you continue to talk, you will be killed by Wei Qi. After calming his breath, Minato looked at Wei. Then ask you another thing. Wei looked at Minato suspiciously. What's the matter? When are you going to get married? Puff. Kakashi drank water and sprayed it directly. Minato glanced at Kakashi, a trace of contempt flashed in his eyes. Look at your brother, then at you, still single. Kakashi, heartbroken, Mrs. Minato. Minato pinched his chin. Kakashi yo, I remember you had a girlfriend before. Kakashi waved his hand. Aki, teacher Minato, aren't you struggling with Wei now? Minato makes a fist with his right hand and slaps it on the palm of his left hand. Shuga, almost deviated from the subject, let's talk, Xiaohui, when will you get married? Hui's mouth twitched. Hey, don't worry about it. Minato frowned. Advertisement. Ah no, the one who was very anxious. Kushina is also concerned about your lifelong events. She even has your child's clothes ready for the future. Wei waved. Well, let's get married when everything is done. Minato heard the words and asked. Isn't it finished yet? Wei shook his head. The man hasn't shown up for the rest of this period of time. Can't let down one's vigilance. Minato's expressions also become serious. The two nodded. Kakashi asked. Speaking of, Toru, the man you said before was Otsutsuki. So, who the hell is that man? Wei Si thought about it and told them in advance. Speak slowly. You should know the real origin of Kaguya Ji. The two nodded. Minato said. First generation, they said, came from the universe. Hui's eyes signaled that Minato was absolutely correct, and then continued. Kaguya Hime is actually the princess of the Otsutsuki clan. The purpose of coming to the ninja world is clearer than you. Well, cultivate the sacred tree and create the chakra fruit. Wei took a sip of tea and continued. In fact, the Otsutsuki clan acted in 2 units. Nani, Xiaohui, do you mean? Wei nodded. Ah, it's the one, isn't it? Wei looked at the sky outside the window. Moreover, that man is much stronger than Kaguya Ji. After all, it was cultivated as a purebred combat type. Wei looked back at the 2 people who had fallen into dementia. Speak slowly. And, Minato hurriedly asked, and what? Wei played with the paper umbrella in his hand. Moreover, this man owns and controls the second 10 tails. Minato, Kakashi. It took a long time for the 2 of them to digest this maddening news. Minato said with a solemn face. What is this man's name? Wei said slowly. Otsutsuki 1 Style. Chapter 193 Stone Steel of the Uchiha clan area. Advertisement. Wei looked at the 2 who had fallen completely silent. Sitting quietly on the sofa, sipping tea. After all, Wei also knows that this news is so exciting for the 2 of them. Especially 10 Tails. The 4th Ninja World War has just ended. What happened not long ago is still vivid. 10 Tails is powerful, tyrannical, and deeply imprinted in everyone's heart. Especially with those who have fought head-on, Minato and Kakashi. Was silent for a long time. Minato finally speaks. Kakashi, after the rest period is over, gather all the ninjas. Post a new mission. Kakashi also replied with a serious face. Yes, Lord 4th Hokage. Minato turned to look at Wei. Xiaohui, I have worked hard for you during this time. In the next few days, you can relax. Minato said, patted his chest. Looking for Otsutsuki-style things, leave it to us. Wei thought for a moment. Nodded. Uncle Minato, leave it to you. After that, Wei got up and left Minato's office. Holding a paper umbrella, returning to Feng You's home. Looking at the empty home. It is estimated that several women are already busy. After all, the few people now are considered to be in important positions. Wei thought for a while. Still not staying at home. Let's go to Uncle Fugaku's house, there just happened to be something to tell him. Do as you think. Wei swayed to the Uchiha clan. In the respectful, Master Wei. Came to the patriarch's house. As soon as you enter the door. I saw Makoto packing up clothes there. Sister Makoto, what are you doing? Makoto heard the words and raised his head. Ah column, is it Xiaohui? Clean up your clothes, and my sister will go to your master in a moment. Wei raised his brows. These 2 women are together, either shopping or eating. Sure enough, Makoto continued. It's been a long time since I spent a sister's day with your master. In Hui's eyes, there was a wave off he knew it. Sister Makoto, what about Itachi and others? Makoto pinched his chin. Itachi, it seems to be in the back mountain. In the morning, I heard Fugaku said that I want to take them to the back mountain for training. Wei nodded. Shuga, then I will go to Haushin to find them. Sister Makoto had fun at noon. Saying hello, while leaving Fugaku's house. Advertisement. Wei walks in the forest of the back mountain. It's still the smell of nature that smells good. Wei breathed greedily. Finally came to Haushin waterfall. Not yet near. I heard the sound of ding ding dong dong inside. Wei stepped forward. Sure enough, Sasuke and Naruto are practicing against each other. On the other side, Itachi and Fugaku are actually fighting. Wei exclaimed. Oh gel, it's rare to see it. Wei came under a big tree. Holding a paper umbrella, watching the two pairs quietly. Naruto, who was fighting, swept over the tree. Huh, brother Wei. Sasuke on the other side also stopped after hearing this. Looking back at the familiar figure under the tree. Brother Wei. The two ran to Brother Wei. Greet respectfully. Brother Wei, why are you free to come over? Naruto asked excitedly. Wei waved his hand. Well, there is something about Uncle Fugaku, how about you? Wei looked at Zuoming and the two. Has your strength improved? Hearing the words, Zuoming and two of them clasped the Taito in their hands. Brother Wei, the tail of the crane and I seem to have entered a bottleneck. Wei asked with some doubts. Oh, tell me about it. Sasuke thought for a moment and said. Brother Wei, although my eyes are now Mangekyo. However, I seem to be unable to upgrade to the eternal Mangekyo by all my means. Wei frowned. I thought to myself. It seems that Itachi did not tell Sasuke the way to start the eternal Mangekyo. The mood flashed by. Wei continued. Except Sharingan, what about the others? Sasuke thought for a while. Swordsmanship seems to have reached a bottleneck. Wei smiled. Sharingan maybe I can't help you improve. But swordsmanship can. Sasuke heard this and said excitedly. Really, Brother Wei is going to call me swordsmanship himself. Naruto on the side is gone. Brother Wei, and me. For flowers, I want to learn too. Wei looked at Naruto with a smile. Is your swordsmanship reaching a bottleneck? Naruto was speechless for a while. Advertisement. Sasuke on the side hurriedly made a small report. The sword technique at the tail of the crane hasn't been taught by Brother Wei before now. Naruto scratched his head embarrassedly. Fai's generous reward gave Naruto a brain collapse. Looking at Naruto who was holding her head in pain. Wei ignored. He clapped his hands and said to the two. After a period of time, I will gather here every morning. Do you understand? After hearing the words, Zuoming hurriedly agreed. Yes, big brother Wei. Wei sent the two to continue training. Looking at Fusion, who is still fighting actively on the side Fugaku. Oh. Fugaku's eyes are full of smiles. Itachi, one move will determine the winner. Itachi also answered with a smile. Okay, my father. I saw the seal of the two hands at the same time. What? The figures of the two instantly disappeared from the field of vision. Only heard the sound of puff. Fugaku's body appeared in place. What? Fugaku smiled and looked at the Itachi on the opposite side. Itachi, I lost. System. The figure of Itachi also appeared in the clearing. Itachi smiled and said, accepted, my father. Wei applauded. What a wonderful matchup, Itachi. Itachi looked back at Wei. Wei-kun, I made you laugh. Wei waved his hand. Well, it's a really wonderful matchup, finish. Wei spread his hands. I don't have chakra. Itachi ignored Hui's tricks. And Fugaku came to Kei and sat down. The three looked at Zuoming in actual combat. Xiaohui, let's talk about it, what's the matter? Fugaku asked. It's actually nothing, just ask Uncle Fugaku. Can I go and see the stone monument in the Uchiha tribe? Fugaku was surprised. The stele left by Sage of Six Paths. Wei nodded. Naturally, no problem, when will you go? Wei waved his hand. Don't worry, tonight. Chapter 194. Check out the stele. Advertisement. Watching Zuoming constantly attack each other in the battle. The three of them are very addicted. At noon, Zuoming's battle finally came to an end. Fugaku did not go home with everyone. After all, Makoto and Kushina don't know where they are crazy. Fugaku led everyone straight to Yeel Ramen. Although Itachi and Wei prefer three-color meatballs. However, Fugaku and Sama are unwilling to eat three-color meatballs. Helpless, the two who don't want to spend money can only follow Fugaku to eat ramen. Just opened the curtain of a happy ramen. I saw 10,000 years single dog Kakashi eating noodles inside. Ms. Kakashi. Kakashi. Yo, brother, why do you think of eating noodles? After Kakashi and Fugaku said hello. 10,000 years, 600, unchanging dead fish eyes glanced at the brilliance. Well, after all, I am a lonely man. Not like someone. Sure enough, can't eat noodles. Wei looked at Kakashi who seemed to be in a bad mood at the moment, and asked. What's the matter? Brother, is there anything bothering you? Kakashi sighed helplessly. Not yet, Master Minato. I don't know what nerves are going on. Have to introduce me to my girlfriend. Hui's interest was immediately hooked. Fugaku hardened his ears curiously. Brother, who is it? Who is it? Wei hurriedly asked. Kakashi glanced at Wei and said he didn't want to talk. Wei patted his right hand on the table. Hey, brother, speak out and let us help you investigate. Kakashi looked at the few people whose eyes were shining in front of him. Can only speak. It's a young girl saved by Snow Country a long time ago. When Wei heard this, a figure suddenly appeared in his mind. Fenghua Xiaoshui. Wei Lima said. It's Fenghua Xiaoshui, right? Puff. Kakashi squirted the soup directly. Looked at Wei in shock. Wei, how did you know? Wei waved his hand. Well, those are not important. The important thing is, brother, did you agree? Kakashi spread out. Please, Master Minato only mentioned this person to me today. Advertisement. I haven't seen it, how could I agree? Wei said. That's good, I didn't miss it. Patted Kakashi on the shoulder. Anyo, brother, if you make an appointment, you must catch it. Kakashi said helplessly. The horoscope hasn't been written yet, I'll talk about it when we meet. After everyone had eaten at Yil Ramen, Wei followed Fugaku back to the Uchiha clan. I wanted to see the steel again at night. But now I have nothing to do. Fugaku took Wei to the ancestral land of Uchiha. Enter the basement level. The gloomy candle illuminates the fan on the stone wall. Below the fan, there is the Uchiha steel. Xiaohui, the steel is here. Wei nodded. Step forward, stand in front of the steel. Muttered. Sure enough, I can't see anything. The Itachi on the side heard Hyde's voice. Smiled. That's nature, Wei-kun. Want to see the content on the steel? Must be Sharingan. Wei brow raised. Is it? After all, Reiatsu on his body slowly wrapped the steel. Wei closed his eyes tightly. Feel the feeling from the steel. The corner of the mouth gradually raised a smile. Sure enough, Reiatsu works. It seems that Sage of Six Paths didn't expect me to exist in Ninja World, right? The content on the Hujong steel was repeatedly checked. Frown. Although the place where Black Zetsu took his hands and feet, Wei has discovered that. But other abnormalities were not found. Wei pinched his chin. It shouldn't be. It should be here, Itachi asked suspiciously. Wei-kun, are you looking for something? Wei shook his head. It's not a thing, to be precise, it's the remnant thoughts of the soul. Remnant thoughts of the soul. What is that? Wei waved his hand. Well, I didn't explain it clearly for a while. Just assume that I'm looking for Sage of Six Paths. The two Fugaku twitched their mouths when they heard the words. Advertisement. Aki, Wei-kun, there should be no Sage of Six Paths on the steel, right? Wei shrugged. Well, I also tried my luck. Since there is no, then forget it. Teru looked back at Fugaku. Uncle Fugaku, thank you. Fugaku shook his head. Xiaohui, don't be too polite. When Wei heard this, he didn't say much. The three returned to Fugaku's house. Makoto and Kushina have returned. The two sit in the living room. Surrounded by bought things. Master, Sister Makoto, you are back. Kushina looked at Wei and hurriedly said. Wei, you happen to be here. Come here and try if this dress fits. Kushina took Wei and sat aside. Aki, Master, you know, I don't like wearing other types of clothes. Oh, I know, just use you as a clothes rack. This is for little son. Wei, forced to become a clothes rack. Makoto and Kushina went to prepare dinner. After all, it took too long in the ancestral house. Looking for clues all afternoon. Everyone sat in the living room chatting. Not long before night falls. Minato also came to Fugaku's house. Since the Uchiha family was accepted by the villagers. A lot less shit, not like before, being pointed and pointed. Don't 5.3 people dare not go to the Uchiha clan. Minato is free from the office. Everyone sat in the living room discussing Konoha's future development. This time, Zuoming also participated. After all, he's not a kid anymore. Minato, have you thought about the next Naruto candidate? Although Fugaku knows that Teru must be the first candidate. But there is still a curious question. Minato shook his head helplessly. Xiaohui doesn't want to be Hokage now, I can't help it either. Fugaku looked at Teru while drinking tea. Xiaohui, why? Wei shrugged. Actually it's nothing, I'm not suitable for sitting in an office. Chapter 195 Sage of Six Paths appears. Advertisement. Itachi looked at the close friend beside him. The two who grew up together. Itachi naturally knows Hui's character. It's okay for you to let him kill. Let him sit in the office. I'm afraid I can tear down the office for you. Wei himself knows his character. Don't always say that the Traverser should control everything. Isn't that tiring? To be reasonable, Hui's strength is now absolutely invincible. Konoha is also full of talents. What if he is not Hokage? Is it possible that someone can kill him? Therefore, when Wei encounters this kind of thing, basically it is easy to go. Don't say anything. Wei listens to Minato's command line. For Wei, Minato is like his family. He who has never experienced his family. Found my family here. Change to you, won't you help the family? Minato listened to Hui's answer. I can only sigh helplessly. Well, Uncle Minato, you are still young. 12. At least I can do it for 20 to 30 years. Look at third generation, don't you continue to be Hokage even when you are so old? Minato's mouth twitched. Xiaohui, you can't think like this. Can I be the same as third generation? Wei nodded perfunctorily. Yes, yes, you are different, after all, you are the fourth generation. He is the third generation. Minato. In short, everyone happily finished dinner at Fugaku's house. Minato led Kushina and Naruto away. Teruya bid farewell to Fugaku and others. On the way home, Wei turned the paper umbrella in his hand. Slowly left the Konoha village center. Came to the mountain behind Konoha. Lying on the grass, Wei looked at the stars in the sky. Sigh. The starry sky is really beautiful. Yes, the old man thinks so too. I don't know when an old voice will come from Hui's side. Wei doesn't seem to be surprised. Cast a glance at the old man. Advertisement. Old man, are you tired after following all the way? The old man sitting in the air waved his hand. Don't underestimate the old man, how can he be tired? Wei propped up his upper body and turned to look at the old man in front of him. Chuckle. Yes, as Sage of Six Paths, how could you be tired? Yes, the real identity of the old man is Sage of Six Paths Otsutsuki Hagoromo. With two special horns on his head, dressed in a white coat. There are 6 black jade-shaped patterns on the chest. The back is the red Uzumaki logo. There are 3 rows of Guyu below, and 3 in each row. Yui smiled and looked at Wei in front of her. Feng Youhui, a stranger. Wei brow raised. Oh, the old man knows a lot. After all, the old man can be considered a stranger. Wei nodded. This is true, then. I wonder if the old man is following me so late, what's the matter? Yui looked at the brilliance in front of him. From the moment Wei felt the steel. Yuya has already come to Hyde's side. Have been observing Wei. Obviously, Wei found him early. But it was not opened in public. Yui opened his mouth and said. Feng Youhui, can you tell me why you want to help your mother? Wei brow raised. You are here for this. Yui nodded solemnly. In fact, Yuya initially planned to eliminate Feng Youhui directly. But the moment I saw Kazu used Reiatsu, he gave up this idea. Because Reiatsu made him feel terrified. It seems that the existence of the soul is specifically restrained. Wei looked at Yuya that didn't seem to be fake. Using Lingxi to confirm Yui's inner thoughts. It seems that this old man still doesn't know the existence of one form yet. The thoughts in my heart flashed by. Wei said. Just to resist the common enemy. Wei continued. I think you also know why Kaguya Ji created chakra fruit, right? Yui nodded when he heard this. For this matter, the old man now wants to understand. Thousands of years ago, the old man was reckless. The old man can actually communicate with his mother. Advertisement. Wei nodded. The feeling from my heart, the current sage of 6 paths is indeed guilty. Wei continued. Otsutsuki Hagoromo, the reason why he saved Kaguya Hime. Is to in the subsequent battle. Let her help. Yui was puzzled. He who has been staying in the mysterious space. Although you can take the initiative to receive information from the world. But Yui did not receive Hui's news as much as possible. So he doesn't know what Wei means. Wei looked at the somewhat puzzled sage of 6 paths. No longer hide and tuck. When Kaguya Ji came to the ninja world, she was actually not the only one. The one who came with her was the Otsutsuki who was in charge of fighting. Yuya's body trembled. This is a secret that even he doesn't know. Wei stared at the distant starry sky and continued. And, compared to 600 Yu, Kaguya Hime was the first person to save the ninja world. How he is completely puzzled. How do you say this? Wei continued. Thousands of years ago, when the chakra fruit took shape. It was Otsutsuki Kaguya Hime attacked. This allowed the ninja world to survive. After that, Yu and Hamura were created. Yuya felt sorry for her whole person. My sealed mother is actually the savior. But, why did your mother create chakra fruit again? At this moment, a woman's voice came. Because you and Hamura don't believe what I said. Yuya trembled and looked back. Otsutsuki Kaguya stood in the void with a cold face. Staring at a pair of Byakugan, looking at Yuya angrily. Yui swallowed saliva. Mother. Wei big hand wave. The powerful chakra is drawn directly on Yuya's mouth. I will not be allowed to call my mother my lord in the future. You and Hamura were just created by me. Yui looked at Kaguya who was angry in front of him. I was ashamed of sealing Kaguya. Now hearing what Kaguya did before. I feel ashamed. Just keep silent. Chapter 196 The next plan. Advertisement. Kaguya Ji gently came to Wei and sat down. Wei looked at Kaguya who was obviously still angry and Ji said. Okay, just solve the misunderstanding, now the most important thing is not Yuya. Kaguya Ji nodded, still silent. Wei spread out his hands helplessly, looking at Yuya. Okay, old man, let me ask you something. He nodded dumbly. Wei continued. You should be able to actively explore what's happening in this world, right? Yuya looked at Wei in surprise. Obviously it was said. The old man can indeed find out all the information in this world. Wei nodded. In this case, it's easy to handle. Check out the whereabouts of Otsutsuki. Who knows? Yui frowned. In the past few years, the old man has explored the ninja world countless times. But I didn't find any weird place. Wei fell into contemplation. Indeed, even if Yuya has not deliberately explored the ninja world for thousands of years. At least it should have been probed countless times. But in this way, I still couldn't find a formula. What should I do now? Hakata asked. A flash of light in Hui's mind. In this case, when you explored, was there any place that could not be explored? Yui thought about it. Seems to remember something. By the way, there are indeed a few places. The old man can't detect it. Yuya is holding a six paths tin stick. Gesture in the air. A map of Ninja World came into view. A few locations have been flashing. Look, these are these places the old man has been unable to explore. Every time I want to explore, will always be squeezed out of the consciousness of the old man by the protection mechanism of this world. It seems, what secret is hidden? Wei looked at a few points on the map. Speaking in the mouth. Maybe someone is using this feature to protect themselves. Yuya suddenly realized after hearing this. It is indeed possible. A smile rises from the corner of Hui's mouth. It seems that one style is hidden in one of these places. Yui put away the map and looked at Wei. What do you plan to do next? Advertisement. Time waits for no one. I will check these places one by one. Yui nodded. His gaze swept over Kaguya, who was still angrily sighed helplessly. Do you have any more requirements? If the old man can do it, try his best to do it. Just make up for the old man's previous mistakes. Wei raised his brow after hearing this. Don't say it, it's really a request. You said, the old man listens very well. I saw Wei remove the paper umbrella in his hand. Ryujin Jaka appeared in his hands impressively. Wei smiled and looked at Yuya with a jealous face. Old man, presumably, you feel it too. Yui nodded solemnly. Ah, this power against the soul is too great. It's hard not to notice it. Wei holds Ryujin Jaka in his hand. My request is very simple. Fight me, then take me to the pure land of the underworld. Upon hearing this, Yui understood Hui's purpose in an instant. Do you plan to use the deceased soul to improve your own strength? Wei shrugged. Ah, it must be done. After all, it is the Otsutsuki clan who specializes in combat. According to the memories of previous lives in Hui's mind. One formula is indeed a bit too powerful. Not to mention the bug-like right eye. The technique of making people bigger and smaller is very annoying. And although his conviction has been nearly 100%. But Wei can't guarantee whether it will be useful for Yishi. I can only go to the underworld and try my best to use the power of Zanpakuto. By the way, increase the proficiency of conviction. Open new fusion characters as soon as possible. Sage of Six Paths readily agreed. The two agreed to fight in the mysterious space 3 days later. After that, Yuya left and returned to the mysterious space. Wei looked at the leaving Yuya. Lying on the lawn, looking at the starry sky, don't know what I'm trying to write. Kaguya Ji on the side also died, quietly accompanied by Hui's side. At this moment, in Hui's eyes, a system that has not been seen for a long time appeared. Host. Feng Youhui. Physical strength. Energy. Reiatsu. Wu Li. Magic. Currently fused character. Yamamoto Genryūsai 100% fusion. Advertisement. Asakura Leaf King 100% fusion. Ghost Eye Crazy 100% fusion. The Witch of Pride Typhon 99.9% fusion. Current fusion times 0. Evaluation. Do you still need to evaluate? Rolling is. Wei looked at the evaluation of the system template. The corners of the mouth are curled. Asterisk. The evaluation can't be trusted. Randomly glanced at the system. Suddenly paused on a button. Huh, there was no such function before, right? Wei thought suspiciously. Read the new system description carefully 3 times. A smile appeared on the corner of Hui's mouth. Well, it seems that the system also breaks through. It's just that, somehow upgrade a reminder in the future, okay. If it weren't for the sharp eyes of labor and management, they wouldn't be able to see it at all. After complaining about the system, Wei stood up and patted his butt. Let's go, Kaguya Heim. Where to? Kaguya Ji asked curiously. Wei chuckles. Where else to go? Go home. Oh, kings, oh. Kaguya stood up stupidly. The two returned home side by side. For the next 3 days, Wei trains Zuoming in the morning. In the afternoon, I played with a few women for a few days. Watching time gradually come to the 3rd day. Wei wears a jet black kimono. With a bell pinned around his waist. Stepping on the wooden exhibition, holding a paper umbrella, and left home. Came to Haoshan Waterfall. What? There was a sound of breaking through the air. Sage of Six Paths appeared in front of Hyde. Are you ready? Wei shrugged. Just waiting for you. Yui nodded. The Six Paths tin rod in the right hand is lightly tapped into the void. A ripple appeared out of thin air. Surrounded by the two figures. Instantly disappeared into the spot beam. Chapter 197 Feng Youhui vs Sage of Six Paths. Advertisement. Wei opened his eyes. What you see is endless white. As if there is only one color left between heaven and earth. How? Isn't it monotonous? Wei followed the voice and looked back at Sage of Six Paths in front of him. Yui smiled and said. Wei shrugged. It's really monotonous, but it's still quiet for the elderly. Yui waved his right hand. Wow, the white in front of my eyes began to change. In the end, it formed the appearance of a landscape. There is even the scent of flowers and the sound of insects. As if you are really in a certain mountain forest. Wei gave Yui a thumbs up. The old man still has something. Yui looked at Kaguya, and he finally stood up while sitting cross-legged. Floating in the void, Six Paths tin stick held in the right hand. A smile rose from the corner of Hui's mouth. Gently wiped the paper umbrella on the waist. Ryujin Jaka returns to the world. Old man, the level here can be supported, right? Yuya smiled. If you can break it, try your best. Boom. When the voice fell, the endless Reiatsu appeared on Kei's body. The soul that oppresses Yui. 600. It's this kind of power. The suppression of the soul is too strong. Hei felt the pressure emanating from this Reiatsu. Speak slowly. Wei points Ryujin Jaka at Sage of Six Paths. Saw. Let's start. Old man. What? In the blink of an eye, Wei still came to Sage of Six Paths. Ryujin Jaka in his hand swung down unceremoniously. When Sage of Six Paths waved the Six Paths tin rod and easily blocked it. Boy, you look down on the old man too much. Obviously, Sage of Six Paths knows Shikai and Bankai. Therefore, Sage of Six Paths confronted Wei with normal combat power at this moment. Very dissatisfied. Hold the Six Paths tin rod hand hard. Boom. He actually blasted Hui's figure into the air. Hui's right foot lightly touches the void. The body moves back. Stabilize the body. Wei looked at the opposite Sage of Six Paths. Old man, it seems I really underestimated you. I'm going to be serious next. Advertisement. Everything in Vientiane is ashes, Ryujin Jaka. Boom. Suddenly, Reiatsu on Hui's body began to explode. The surrounding temperature also rises. The sky is torn. The ground is cracking. Sage of Six Paths frowned. Sensing the changes around, space cracks after another have begun to occur. Sage of Six Paths looks serious. Just release the momentum, this world has reached its limit. I saw Sage of Six Paths holding the Six Paths tin rod in his hand. Point on the ground. Sage Art My Ocean Gate. Wow. Swish. With a few air-breaking sounds coming from the air. Toru, who had just released Zanpakuto, looked up. There are more Myojin gates than first Hokage Senju Hashirama falling from the sky. Hit the ground fiercely. Boom. Puff. Directly on Hui's body. Wei suddenly felt the gravity coming from his back. Looking at the opposite Sage of Six Paths. Old man, I have one hand. But it's not enough. Boom. Reiatsu on Wei broke out for the second time. The Myojin gate around is beginning to crack. Taste. Taste. With the cracks getting bigger and bigger. In the end, I couldn't resist Karu's Reiatsu. One after another turned into fragments and dissipated in the world. Sage of Six Paths, holding the Six Paths tin stick, came immediately behind Hyde. Taking advantage of Hui's idle period, holding the fairy knife and cutting Shang Wei without hesitation. Wei early felt the Sage of Six Paths behind him. The look is still calm, holding the flowing knife in his hand like a fire. Torch. Boom. BCFD, a soaring flame burns from behind Wei. Rap Sage of Six Paths. It's not over yet. Wei directly detonates the flames. A huge explosion exploded in the chest of Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths' pupil shrinks. Not good. I saw Rinnegan in his eyes instantly turned into a Mangekyo connected by three hooks and jade. Susanoo. Boom. The air wave from the explosion slammed into Sage of Six Paths. Even Susanoo flew together. Advertisement. Sage of Six Paths rolled a few times in the air. Finally stopped the body, holding his aching chest. Gaze at Wei. Feng Youhui, there are not many people who can push the old man to this point. Wei waved Ryujin Jaka in his hand to disperse the flames in front of him. Smiling and looking at the opposite Sage of Six Paths. Old man, is this strength? This is not worthy of your name, Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths. If it weren't for myself now, I'm not 10 tails Jinchuriki. Labor and management have already beaten you. Sage of Six Paths thought. The movements on the hands are not slow. Chakra poured into the hands of Sage of Six Paths. A ninjutsu similar to wind-style cutting flies to Wei. Wei lightly stepped, easily avoid the wind blade. At this time, Sage of Six Paths flashed thunder and lightning on his right hand and came to Wei in an instant. If it doesn't work later, confront it head on. Sage of Six Paths shouted, the thunder and lightning in his hand blasted towards Wei. Sage Art Lightning Style Chidori. Boom. Thunder and lightning hit Hui's body. No, to be precise, boom in front of Wei. Because a huge golden arm is blocking the two of them. Sage of Six Paths looked up. The huge body of the Elf King appeared. Is this your summoning beast? The King of Elves looked at this old man tickling himself. Unceremoniously releasing the power of the stars. Sage of Six Paths hurried back. Boom. Boom. The power of the stars keeps blasting towards Sage of Six Paths. The latter dodged helplessly. GS, stop it. With the sound of Hui's words falling. The King of Elves stopped. The body disappears into the field of vision like water lines. Wei looked at Sage of Six Paths, who was panting. Raised eyebrows. What's wrong? Is the soul tired too? Sage of Six Paths took a deep breath. If you meet someone like you should be tired. Is it? Wei waved Ryujin Jaka in his hand. Then hurry up. Chapter 198 Sage of Six Paths is defeated. Advertisement. Hui's words fell, and his body instantly disappeared in front of Sage of Six Paths' eyes. When it reappears, already came to Six Paths, Fairy's side. Torch. The majestic flame exploded instantly. Sage of Six Paths is wrapped in a tornado-shaped inflammation wall. Keep burning. Sage of Six Paths looks at Yanbi beside him, frowning. The Six Paths tin rod slammed on the ground fiercely. Truth-seeking ball. Six truth-seeking balls appeared behind him. Chakra from Sage of Six Paths keeps pouring into truth-seeking ball. Expand truth-seeking ball. I saw truth-seeking ball wrap Sage of Six Paths. Then it started to swell. Wei raised his brows, although it is the same as the name of Kaguya Ji's moves. But the effect is completely different. Kaguya Ji's swelling truth-seeking ball is used as a killer move. Sage of Six Paths is obviously for life-saving. Wei is also welcome, in a single thought. Flames began to blast towards truth-seeking ball. Boom, boom, endless flames burst around the truth-seeking ball. Sage of Six Paths in truth-seeking ball seems to be on a roller coaster. Shake left and right. Finally, the flame stopped exploding. Sage of Six Paths lifted the truth-seeking ball protection mode. Shaking his dizzy head, boy, I almost fainted by you. Wei shrugged. Isn't this still dizzy, after all? Hui's gaze swept to the system panel. The Witch of Pride Typhon is already 100% proficient. The next lottery fusion is ready. Wei can't wait. I saw him raise the Ryujin Jaka in his hand and point straight to the opposite Sage of Six Paths. Old man, I'm a little tired, let's end it. Sage of Six Paths, eyes narrowed. Are you coming? The strongest form. Thoughts flashed by. Boom. Endless Reiatsu seems to cut the world. Flooded in this space. Sage of Six Paths in Reiatsu. Advertisement. At this moment, it is like a flat boat. It can only be shaky with Reiatsu. Yes, is that such a power? Sage of Six Paths laughed at himself. Hee, the old man can't even face it directly. That's right, Sage of Six Paths actually had a strong fear in his heart. Perhaps for the living, it is enough to make it difficult for the living to move. But for Sage of Six Paths, which is originally a soul, the Reiatsu on Hui's body is even more like poison. How difficult is it to move? Sage of Six Paths has the heart to die. Why can't I want to play against Wei? In the end, Sage of Six Paths settled down. Holding the Six Paths tin rod tightly. Let me see it. Feng Youhui. Boom. After all, Sage of Six Paths also exudes powerful chakra fluctuations. I saw Sage of Six Paths, left and right hands exuding lightning style and wind style chakra. Ready. On the other side, Wei holds Ryujin Jaka tightly. Bankai. Confire as two knife. Boom. The larger Reiatsu is instantly suppressed on Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths resisted Reiatsu hard. The chakra in my hand is rapidly condensing. Hui's body finally appeared in front of Sage of Six Paths. Although the shape has not changed much, but Sage of Six Paths knows. The Wei at this moment is not the same. At least several times stronger than before. The thoughts in Sage of Six Paths, heart flashed by. Looking at the indifferent Feng Youhui in front of him. Boy, one move will determine the winner. Then the power in the two hands slammed together. Six Paths Sage Art, wind and thunder twinkle. Huge chakra fluctuations are generated. Sage of Six Paths pushes with both hands. Push the chakra sphere that is entwined with two kinds of chakra to Wei. Wow, the speed of the double flashes of wind and thunder is extremely fast. Will it succeed? Sage of Six Paths murmured. I saw Hui's gaze randomly glanced at the rushing wind and thunder twinkle. The Ryujin Jaka in his hand was ignited by flames. Please ask for flowers. The flame accompanied by the high temperature instantly condenses on the tip of the knife. Advertisement. Wei lips lightly open. Canfire Taito, Eastern Sunburst Blade. What? Ryujin Jaka randomly waved to the wind and thunder double flashes. Sage of Six Paths clenched his fists. Can you break through his swordsmanship? The answer is naturally no. Wow, there is no explosion. Ryujin Jaka flashed across the wind and thunder gently. The double flash of wind and thunder disappeared. It disappeared without any reaction. Sage of Six Paths pupil shrinks. What a high temperature this is. Rinnegan of Sage of Six Paths sees clearly. In an instant, the double flash of wind and thunder was wiped out by the high temperature. Oh. Just when Sage of Six Paths was emotional. Wei carried the knife step by step to the front of Sage of Six Paths. The more you walk in, the more you can feel the dryness around Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths sighed helplessly. Boy, you won. Wei heard that everything was expected. Unlock Bankai at will. Ryujin Jaka is in the sheath. Old man, it's quite strong. Sage of Six Paths has a bitter smile on his mouth. In this case, I really hope it wasn't you who said it. Flavor. Kara. At this moment, the cracks around the space are getting bigger and bigger. As early as in Wei Bankai, the space was almost unable to support it. Sage of Six Paths observes the changes in space. Sigh. It's time to repair the space again. Then left the mysterious space with Wei. When the two figures appeared again. Still in the back mountain of Konoha. Old man, didn't you say that the space is very solid? Wei Belly asked. Sage of Six Paths, mouth twitches. It's very strong, it's not broken now. Just clean up a bit. Listening to Sage of Six Paths' stubborn answer. Wei shrugged and didn't say much. In case Sage of Six Paths is rushed. I can't even go to the pure land of the underworld. Chapter 199 New Fusion Character. Ready for action. Advertisement. When shall we go to the pure land of the underworld? Wei looked at Sage of Six Paths and asked. Sage of Six Paths thought about it. Wait for me to stabilize this space. Otherwise, the old man has no place to live. Wei Wenyan shrugged. Call me when you're done, I'll go first. Sage of Six Paths nodded, his body disappeared. Wei can't wait to get home. Ready for a new draw. After the shower, Wei prayed sincerely. Wei sat in the backyard. System panel. Bring up the system panel. Looking at the brightly increasing lottery, Wei is excited inside. God tier, don't get useless characters. Say, 600, silently several times in my heart. Wei pressed the lottery button. With the rotation of cheap characters, Hui's mood is almost reaching his throat. Finally, the system stopped rotating. The name of a character suddenly appeared in front of Wei. Congratulations to the host for winning. Hui's frowning brows were instantly calm. Feel more excited. Is it her? Now invincible is invincible. What about one style? Immune to death you. Wei calmed down his excitement. System integration. With white light flashing. The characters gradually merged into Hui's body. Hi. Even if it is such a strong Wei now, I couldn't help but take a breath. There is a painful tearing sound from the body. The jet black kimono on the upper body is torn. Wow. A pair of black long wings unexpectedly gave birth to behind. The long black hair has also turned golden. The eyes became vermilion red. Hui's body is wrapped in huge black wings. As if falling asleep. Time goes by. Shi Yan and others returned home from get off work. I found Wei in the backyard in an instant. Tsunade frowned. What is this? Advertisement. The black wings are too large. Completely obscure the people inside. It is not clear what it looks like. Kaguya Ji appeared beside the three. Inside is Wei-kun. Shi Yan and others asked in surprise. Wei-kun, what is this doing? Kaguya Ji shook his head. The specific concubine's body is not clear. When my concubine rushed over, I saw black wing wrapping Wei-kun's body. What Kaguya Ji didn't say is, she saw Hui's slightly changed appearance. It's just a glimpse. Feng Youhui, who was already very handsome, seems more perfect, Kaguya Ji thought in her heart. At this moment, the black wings moved. The huge wings opened slowly. The Wei inside hugs his hands. Like a sleeping baby. Slowly opened his eyes. A gleam of scarlet eyes flashed. Spray, the movement of this fusion is too big. Should I say that she is worthy of the ghost? Wei felt the power in her body. The force system originally dominated by Yamamoto Genryūsai. Completely swallowed by her, actually became a few skills of the latter. The same goes for the remaining characters. Wei sighed helplessly. It seems that in the future you must get someone who is stronger than her. Wei had already noticed the changes in his body the moment he woke up. Slowly spread the black wings. Looking back at the few people who were already sluggish. Wei smiled. What happened to you guys? Wei may be a little unsure of how attractive his appearance at the moment is to several people. Everyone in Xi'an fell into a state of nympho early. Without him, it's so beautiful. That's right, it's beautiful. Fusion of the glory of new characters. Everything on my body at this moment is becoming perfect. Especially after changing the hair color and the color of the eyes. Hui's temperament also changed accordingly. If it is said that the original Wei is not for the stranger to enter. Then the temperament of the current Wei. It's noble, elegant. With the sound of Hui's words falling, a few people finally recovered from the nympho state. Hurried to Hui's side. Wei-kun, so handsome. Advertisement. Wei, how did your hair and eyes change color? Wei, how can your skin be so good? Wei, how did you do it? Wei listened to the chirping voices of everyone. The corners of the mouth twitch. Hey, is this the point? Everyone nodded. Wei, sighing, Wei said, this is my new ability. For a long time in the future, this ability may be the main focus. Tsunade frowned upon hearing this. But Wei-kun, your knife. Are you going to abandon swordsmanship? Wei waved his hand. How is that possible? It's just that you have to be more familiar with this ability in the future. Everyone nodded, but the eyes still refused to leave Hui's face for a moment. The corners of Hui's mouth are pumped straight. Hey, you guys are enough. Send a few people to cook. Wei sat quietly in the backyard. Get acquainted with one's new power. After reading all the skills carefully, Wei sighed with emotion. Really strong. Then frowned again. But this degree of integration is also quite touching. Hui's glanced at the system panel. Bright and bright 5% fusion. At least 10% of the people who have merged in the past. This time the character is really too strong. 5.3 Wei looks at the sky in the distance. It seems that this trip to the underworld must go. Wei thinks of the strong in the underworld. Smile on his face. Hunting, ready to begin. At the same time, the land of the craftsman. Taste, accompanied by the sound like a shattering mirror. A pale right hand stretched out. Force with the right hand. Seems to want to pull my body out. Tried several times and all failed. The pale right hand can only return to the enchantment again. In the enchantment, opened my eyes in one go. Kaguya Ji. I will be out soon. Get ready to die. Chapter 200 Kakashi becomes Naruto. Advertisement. In the next few days, Wei has been familiar with the new power. For a whole month, Wei is finally regarded as a master of this power. But there are also many annoying things during the period. Because his appearance is too attractive, he who was originally the devil of the ninja world. He's almost becoming the most beautiful man in the ninja world now. Wei needs to beware of the villagers every time he goes out. So as not to be fished in troubled waters. For example, now. The original jet black kimono was strongly demanded by the women. Changed to Sakura's gray kimono. The bell from Zetayan is still tied around his waist. The foot is still stepping on the wooden exhibition. But the familiar paper umbrella is gone. Holding a fan in his hand. I don't know what material it is made of. Unusually hard. Even the current Wei cannot be destroyed. This is also one of Wei Xin's items. Open black lens bracket key to heaven close black lens bracket. But it's not only sturdy. After packing up, as the bell shook, Wei walked slowly to the joint. With bursts of nympho. Wei finally came to Minato's office. Wiped the non-existent cold sweat on his forehead. Huh, it's really scary. Minato looked at Wei and laughed out loud with a chuckle. Who makes you so handsome now? Every time I go out, it will cause all kinds of ridicules. Wei looked at Minato who was complaining, and sighed helplessly. Can you blame me then? Bickering, Wei sits on the sofa. Uncle Minato, what the hell is going on? Call me so anxiously. Minato coughed, his face serious. Xiaohui, do you really still don't want to be Hokage? Wei shrugged and shook the fan in his hand. Uncle Minato, you know my character. I really don't fit to be Hokage. But don't worry, Konoha, I'm covering it. Minato sighed. I see, Xiaohui, then clapped his hands. Come in. Wei looked back. Advertisement. Kakashi in a special black ninja suit walked in. Big brother, you are here. Ah, I can't even think about it. Wei looked at the two suspiciously. What? Minato chuckled slightly. In a few days, Kakashi will succeed Naruto. Officially become the 6th Hokage. Wei heard that he was happy. This is a good thing, brother. Kakashi scratched his head, staring at a pair of dead fish eyes. Ah, I will work hard. Hey, brother, a little bit motivated. Kakashi spread out. I want to be motivated too. Wei accompanied Kakashi after listening to Minato's instructions. I can't wait to take Kakashi back home. Bringing Yuyan and others to the Akamaiki's barbecue restaurant. Although the news of Kakashi's succession has not yet reached the ears of civilians. But the patriarchs of each family already know. Moreover, this time Hokage is different from the past. Kakashi has the strongest brother in the ninja world. Can't afford to provoke. Congratulations to my brother for taking over as Hokage. Congratulate. Several people raised their wine glasses in the rotisserie. Congratulate. Then the patriarchs who heard the news that Kakashi was at the yakiniku restaurant. I also send people who have a good relationship with Kakashi to congratulate. After a while, the rotisserie was full. Kakashi, you are in front of me again. Guy sincerely wishes his best friends. Everyone expresses their own blessings to Kakashi. Everyone happily ended this day's dinner. A few days' time is fleeting. Finally came the day when Kakashi succeeded. Wei cleaned up early this day. Going out with Xian and others. Came to the Hokage building. After Shi Yan and others helped to decorate the office, they went to the roof terrace. In the office, Wei is drinking tea leisurely. Looking at Minato who told Kakashi on the side. And Kakashi who was overly nervous. Big brother, don't you need to be so nervous? Kakashi stared at a pair of dead fish eyes. Nonsense, you are not the one who is Hokage. Advertisement. Of course you are not nervous anymore. Wei Wenyan shrugged. That's it. Finally finished some follow-up things. The three walked slowly to the roof terrace. I heard the villagers and ninjas shouting excitedly below. Kakashi's strengths breathed out. Minato smiled and patted Kakashi on the shoulder. Don't be afraid, Kakashi. Kakashi nodded. The two came to the edge of the platform. The roar of the villagers and ninjas below became stronger and stronger. It's Kakashi-sama. Master Minato. I love you. Kakashi Lord no, 5th Hokage Lord. Minato pressed his right hand lightly. Motion everyone to be quiet. Speaking slowly. Everyone. During my tenure as Hokage, because of your support. Konoha will be more beautiful. 600. Will be stronger. Minato holds his hands up. Where Konoha dances, the fire is endless. The voice of Minato's words fell. The villagers below are completely excited. Where Konoha dances, the fire is endless. Konoha is the strongest. Thank you, Lord 4th Hokage. Minato smiled and took out the Hokage hat behind him. Into the hands of Kakashi. Kakashi, from now on, you will be Konoha's 5th Hokage. Kakashi solemnly took over the hat. I glanced over my friends and relatives on the platform. Nodded to everyone. People who turned and looked down. Put the Konoha hat on your head. From today, I am Konoha's 5th Hokage. Kakashi-sama. Long live 5th Hokage. Toru looked at Kakashi in front of her with a smile. Sure enough, it's better to give this position to big brother.